Jump shot, doesn't go. A little flat, gets her own rebound. Out to Heidi, back to Faulkner, and shot taken from the corner by Cole, doesn't go, and the Trojans get the rebound. They're going to bring it up quickly as they get it to Ocker. Ocker goes up and picks up the foul. Let's see if it's a block or a two-shot, and then they're going to call two. Yep.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a shooting foul on Heidi Schausenbacher getting a shoulder in on the Chambersburg player as she went to the basket.
For her, I have her listed as two, but, you know, I can miss one of them.
I think it's, I have it two. It's three.
Three.
Okay. So now a Greencastle player with 3 fouls here in the first half.
Shot taken is good from Ocker.
And into the game will come Ashley Noblet. She will replace Heidi Schausenbacher with the 3 fouls. And Ashley Noblet back into the game. She has 2 points, hitting her first shot as a high school varsity player, a bank shot. And the free throw is missed, and it's pulled down by Lauren Cole off to Faulkner. Faulkner bringing the ball up the court for Greencastle as we approach the 2-minute mark of the first half. Faulkner kicks it out to Wagman, and we have a whistle, and I believe there's going to be a foul on the Chambersburg Trojans. Faulkner fouled as she took the ball to the hoop. I think it's going to be on number 15, Ocker, and we will see what that call is. Chavez Joyner with the foul. Faulkner will shoot 2. Apparently that was a shooting foul. So Janae will go to the line to shoot 2 for the Blue Devils. They lead 22-12. First shot by Faulkner is up and good. That increases the Greencastle lead to 11, 23-12, here with 2:04 to go in the first half. Faulkner's second shot on the way, off the rim, will not go. Rebound pulled down by Chambersburg. They push the ball up the court very quickly. Ocker looks to go inside to T. Harrison, intercepted by Faulkner. She'll lead the break. Out to Wagaman. Wagaman with the layup. Good, and the foul. Oh, they call it travel.
You know, he's right. She did travel.
Okay.
I went, ooh, but my mic was up. You didn't hear me make the call.
I did hear that.
Yeah, and she traveled right before she made the shot. And I was going to say, if she gets that one, that's that in the foul. But it all came together. The right call was made. And here we go. 23-12 with 1:48 to go. It is Laquana with the basketball out front, being guarded this time by Noblet, who's in the ball game. And getting close to that 5-second count. She decides to throw it up after she couldn't get anybody open. Faulkner brings it down with 1:33.
Greencastle with the ball and an 11-point lead. Let's see what they do on offense here.
Missed shot. And that one taken by Cole. Rebound down to the Trojans. They'll bring it up with a chance to cut it to single digits. They'll try a three-pointer. They get it. That is Joyner, who has been their hot person. She has 8 points, and it's now an 8-point game, John.
Yeah, nice job. She came off the bench, was not a starter. Like you said, 8 points for Chambersburg, keeping them in the game, only trailing by 8 here late in the first half. Greencastle with the ball, looking for a shot here, slowing the offense down just a little bit.
Work it out to Faulkner. Faulkner's gets a chance to check out what's going on. She threw it to Cole. Cole really wasn't ready for it, but she was able to regroup and get it. Ocker guarding Faulkner. Noblet to the hoop, and she'll pick up the foul. And that one's going to go against Joyner, the 5'8 junior who's had the hot hand for the Trojans.
And that should be her second foul here in the first half. Ashley Noblet will go to the line, shooting 2. 10th team foul for Chambersburg.
First shot off the mark. Blue Devils have really struggled from the foul line.
Yeah, struggling from the foul line and seem to be struggling to get a flow on offense. It seems like everybody's looking at Janae when she touches the ball, expecting her to shoot. I mean, we've seen a couple times where she's passed it off to a teammate, and they almost seem surprised that they were getting the ball.
Inside shot taken by Vrabel, and Vrabel has narrowed the score now to 6.
Yeah, once again, Chambersburg pushing the ball inside. Vrabel able to make the shot. Chambersburg making this a ball game.
Yeah, they are, and that's just what you don't want to do against a team like Chambersburg. Give them a little bit of hope, and they'll be playing. You know, the second half could be a different thing.
Yeah, it's a case where you get a team.
Faulkner from about 25 feet away with the time running out, buries the 3, and
her fourth of the half.
Yes, her fourth of the half. But you know what, John? That's her first bucket of the second quarter.
Yeah, she came out strong in the first quarter with the 3 threes, and then Chambersburg switched up defenses here as we got into the second quarter and did a really nice job taking her out of the offensive flow, but kind of a scramble there at the end of the first half, and Faulkner was able to sort of an off-balance shot from about 25 feet to make it and give the Blue Devils a 26-17 halftime lead.
We'll be back with a halftime show with Mike Monadora coming up next on the F&M Trust Sports Network here on MidPennBroadcasting.com, GameTimePA.com, and WRGG 93.7 FM, and on the web at WRGG.org.
Okay. When you need extra funds, keep things super simple with the F&M Trust Home Equity Loan.
Variety of frames for adults and children. Conveniently located in the John Grove Medical Center off Exit 5 along I-81, Greencastle Eye Care Center is your family eye care provider. Always accepting new patients. Call us at 717-597-7708.
At Horace Mann, we believe educators are taking care of our children's future and deserve to have someone help take care of theirs. That's why we're here, to help educators protect what they have today with quality, affordable insurance and prepare for tomorrow with a variety of financial solutions. Visit your Greencastle representative, Jeff Coons, at 116 South Antrim Way, Greencastle, or call 717-597-4532. Horace Mann, founded by educators for educators.
Chalk Talk. We talk high school basketball every Thursday night at 7:30 on MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Welcome back to Waynesboro, Pennsylvania, as we get set in the Franklin County tip-off tournament, girls basketball action. I'm filling in for Greg Hoover, I guess, and
The relief announcer.
What a drop-off of talent! I'm not afraid to tell you that.
I think it was going the other way, actually.
I'm not afraid to tell you there's a huge drop in talent right now. Dr. Hoover much better at this. His intricate score sheets are unbelievable. I make my own when I come, and they're never near this intricate or color coordinated. He's got 7 markers and pens here.
I think when you're retired, you can put together something
you have
this
time
impressive.
Like this?
Yeah,
this is
time.
crazy. Like, this is really professional.
That's impressive.
It is. So, John, I got here a little bit in the second quarter.
Mm-hmm.
What I miss? It was 12-0 when I walked in the door. What did I miss?
Well, what you saw in the first quarter was Janae Faulkner, as we would have expected. She came out. She was 3 for 3. Well, she had her first 3 3-pointers. Then she missed her fourth. she led the way on offense. In the second quarter, Chambersburg changed up their defense a little bit. Instead of going straight man-to-man, they played a little kind of a softer zone with 4, and then they had someone face guarding Janae, which took her out of the offense. And, that's what teams are going to have to do if they want to be successful against Greencastle. And if Greencastle is going to be successful, they're going to have their other 4 players scoring from the floor. Lydia Chris struggled a little bit from the field shooting-wise. Greencastle was a team, struggled from the free throw line. Lauren Cole did a nice job coming in, picking up 5 points off the bench for Greencastle in the first half. But, if this team is going to go where this team has gone in the past, they're going to need the other 4 players other than Janae to do something. And, we're still kind of waiting to see that.
Yeah, you're looking at the scoreboard. It's 26-17. Janae hits that three-pointer right there at the buzzer, let's say, with for 3. So it was a 6-point game until then. And no, I don't think anybody in Franklin County would have thought this would be a 6-point game at the half.
No, not at all. Not at all.
And Chambersburg, and we say it in every sport we do these games, the longer you let teams hang around, the more they start to believe they can win, and the momentum gets in their favor. And next thing you know, you're looking at the wrong end of the score. So for Greencastle, they're going to have to pick up their intensity a little bit, make a couple of shots. They threw them at the basket, which is what you need to do. You can't make any if you don't shoot them.
True.
So they make a couple of buckets here in the second half, and Chambersburg got to figure out a way to use their size.
Yeah, and give the Trojans a lot of credit. They came out in the first quarter and turned the ball over on, I think, 3 or 4 consecutive possessions. They could not get their offense going. Anytime they would work the ball inside, they were missing shots. But then as the half kind of went along, you could see them starting to gain a little bit of footing, the confidence coming back. They did a nice job working the ball inside to Vrabel and Harrison. They're starting to hit some shots inside. They hit a couple of 3-pointers there in the second quarter. And yeah, you're absolutely right. You take a team like Chambersburg that has won 4 games in the past 2 years, 1 game last year, and you let them hang around. They start building that confidence, and you get into the late third, early fourth quarter. They start believing they can win this game, and they, like you said, they could end up on top here.
They certainly can. We'll be back right after these words to get started in the second half on the F&M Trust Sports Network, midpennbroadcasting.com. WRGG.org, 93.7. All of those things listed. We'll be back right after these words, if I can remember all of them.
And catch your breath, too.
I'm catching my breath in the middle, but we'll be back right after these words to take off to get started in the second half.
When you need extra funds, keep things super simple with the F&M Trust Home Equity Loan. Unlike other banks, our home equity loan has no checking account or automatic payment requirement, and there's no introductory teaser rate. You simply get a low fixed rate with savings you can count on. F&M Trust is a local community bank, ready to serve all your financial needs. Apply for your super simple home equity loan now at fmtrustonline.com or at any F&M Trust community office. Equal housing lender.
Shippensburg Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, with offices in Shippensburg, Greencastle, Waynesboro, and Newville, specializes in orthopedic and sports-related injuries. Our therapists are experts in utilizing the most current therapy techniques, from hands-on manipulation to therapeutic exercise and aquatic therapy. We are a locally owned and operated practice and have a vested interest in the individual patient and community. Shippensburg Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, online at shippt.com. Phone 717-477-8030.
If you got a car to sell but don't want to buy a new one, what are you going to do? A newspaper ad, Craigslist, or the old sign in the windshield? You will get to talk to some really interesting people, but the odds of you selling your car aren't really good. But you can bring it to Keystone Ford, and here's my promise to you. We'll appraise your car with no obligation and make you an offer. If you accept the offer, you'll get your check that day. Now, how easy was that? We're Keystone Ford, fast, fair, and friendly.
Greencastle Eye Care Center has been the area's premier eye care provider since 1984. Dr. Sandra Fink-Freeman and Dr. Charlie Parsons provide comprehensive eye exams, including medical eye exams and contact lens fittings for patients from age 1 to over 100. The office has a complete optical department with a wide variety of frames for adults and children. Conveniently located in the John Grove Medical Center off Exit 5 along I-81, Greencastle Eye Care Center is your family eye care provider, always accepting new patients. Call us at 717-597-7708.
At Horace Mann, we believe educators are taking care of our children's future and deserve to have someone help take care of theirs. That's why we're here, to help educators protect what they have today with quality, affordable insurance and prepare for tomorrow with a variety of financial solutions. Visit your Greencastle representative, Jeff Coons, at 116 South Antrim Way, Greencastle, or call 717-597-4532. Horace Mann, founded by educators for educators.
Chalk Talk. We talk high school basketball every Thursday night at 7:30 on MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Welcome back to Waynesboro, Pennsylvania Franklin County Tip-Off Tournament as we get ready for the second half of basketball action. Janae Faulkner led all scorers in the first half with 14 points for Greencastle, and the scoring leader, I believe, for Chambersburg is Shandy Joyner, who has 8 coming off the bench. So Shandy with 8 points leading the Trojans, and Janae Faulkner with 14 leading the Blue Devils. Greencastle will inbound to start the second half.
Yeah, Joyner did a nice job for Chambersburg there late in the second quarter, hitting a couple of threes, getting the Trojans right back in this game.
Faulkner gets the ball down low to Wagaman, back out top of the key to Christ. Over to Faulkner down low. Wagaman's down there. She now dribbles it out. Faulkner lets it go through. Luckily, Lydia Christ there to get it. Ball tipped away. Wagaman grabs the ball. Wagaman top of the key, driving the lane, pulls up the short jumper. She hits it. Morgan Wagaman gets the jumper.
And a nice job by Wagaman. Chambersburg defense did a nice job keeping Greencastle at bay there, but Wagaman found an opening in the man-to-man defense, able to get through and hit the short jumper.
We get a quick turnover here on the inbound play.
Yeah, I think the Chambersburg girl stepped on the line before she threw it in, so that'll give Greencastle the ball back.
Greencastle inbounds it. They get it over to Chris down in the corner. She drives the paint, takes the hook shot off the rim, goes out of bounds, so Chambersburg will get possession back under the basket.
Chris struggling from the field so far tonight. I think she's 0 for 6. You know, looking to get that first basket to fall, get that confidence built back up.
Gabrielle bringing the ball up the court, middle of the court. She looks right, now looks left. Tries to get it down in the corner to Shandy Joyner. Back over to Gabrielle on the right side. Gabrielle goes down in the corner. Back to the key. Oh, that ball is intercepted by Faulkner. And here she comes right down the right side of the court. Looking for a shot, doesn't have it. No look pass down inside to Schweitzer, and Schweitzer couldn't handle the ball as it goes out of bounds.
And that kind of sums up Chambersburg's defensive strategy. Janae bringing that ball down, guarded by 2 Chambersburg Trojan defenders. No one even followed Maddie Schweitzer. She got the ball underneath, but unfortunately couldn't control the pass. But Chambersburg doing all they can to stop Janae Faulkner.
Gabrielle Wagaman defending her. Gabrielle, how do I say it? Laquana. Gabrielle Laquana. Lauren Ocker gets the ball. She tries to go inside. That ball's picked off. Wagaman gets it. She gets defended from behind from Gabrielle Laquana, but she gets it to go in. So Morgan Wagaman adds 2, 30-17 right now. Blue Devils with the lead. There's Faulkner with the steal. Gets it to Wagaman. She doesn't make the layup. Schweitzer comes in from behind and fouls Laquana.
And actually, a nice job there by Laquana on defense. She had 3 fouls in the first half. Kind of laid back and let Wagaman take that shot. Didn't want to pick up her 4th foul. And you know, fortunately, Wagaman didn't make the shot. She didn't commit the foul. Chambersburg gets the ball back.
But Schweitzer does commit the foul, and that's her 3rd.
Yeah.
So we'll have to keep our eye on that as we move through the third quarter. 6:18 to play in the third quarter. 30-17 Blue Devils up. Gabrielle Laquana bringing the ball over the timeline. Now she tries to get it over to Ocker. Ocker looking to her right. Tries to go to Laquana. The ball's tipped. Now Faulkner tips it again. They got their hands everywhere, this Blue Devil team.
Yeah, Greencastle doing a nice job on defense. Chambersburg trying to go over the top of the defense, and Greencastle making it very difficult.
Chambersburg going to take a quick timeout here in the third quarter at 5:58 to play. Just probably, I didn't see the first quarter, but probably a lot like the first quarter. They came out and they're kind of out of sorts right now.
Yeah, Chambersburg definitely was out of sorts in the first quarter. They, like you said, when you got here, it was 12-0. They allowed the Blue Devils to kind of get a nice lead. But then, you know, they got back into the flow of things and cut that lead down to 6 late in the second half before Janae hit the off-balance 20-footer right at the buzzer. So, you know, Chambersburg, Barry Purvis going to try and settle his team down, get back in that offensive flow, and try and cut into this 13-point lead.
Yeah, Coach got his work cut out for him here. It was going to be a 6-point lead at the half, which they worked their way back into it. Then Janae hits the buzzer shot, and they were up 9, and now it's 13. So, yeah, you want to stop the bleeding as early as you can.
And it seemed to work for them in the first quarter, or the first half, when they were able to turn things around. And we'll see what happens here as we head into the third quarter. Heidi needs to get back on the court. Okay.
Faulkner, yeah, well, she didn't. She went there. She was Schotzenbarger with the ball.
Yeah, she was standing out of bounds there
Gives
for a
it to
few
Chris.
seconds.
Chris drives the lane. She tries to take it in, but then they get the foul on T. Harris, and you can hear the displeasure from the Chambersburg fans. They're not sure. That's going to put Chris at the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, we're behind the play on that, but it looked like good defense to me. I mean, she got her hands on the ball. She must have committed a foul with the body because she definitely got all ball on that shot.
That's T's third foul. Chris, the first shot, nice rotation on the ball, hits the back of the rim, comes back out. So shot number 1, no good.
3 Trojans right now with 3 fouls as we were here early in the third quarter.
Chris bouncing the ball. This one, nice rotation again. This one does go in.
Increases the Blue Devil lead to 14. Chris, like we said, struggling earlier from the field with her shot. Hopefully getting to the line, getting a little more comfortable. She can start getting her confidence back and hit a few more shots here in the second half.
T. Harris gets the ball over to Vrabel. Vrabel puts it in off the glass, gets fouled in the process. Looks like it's Schotzenbacher. It's going to pick up that foul. Let's see. Bucket's good.
24,
nope.
I think they said.
24, that's not good.
That'll be her 4th.
That's her 4th.
Chambersburg doing a really nice job.
Her 4th foul, yeah.
Establishing their size.
And you have to, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have Harrison at 5'11", Vrabel at 6'2". Yeah, doing a nice job pounding the ball inside and using their size to their advantage so far.
And Vrabel converts on the bucket.
Maddie Schweitzer obviously will have to go to the bench here with her 4th foul into the game for Greencastle, number 35, Aniston Cree, a 5'5" senior. He'll be playing the post against Vrabel, giving up 8 inches right there.
At least 8 inches, right? Lydia Chris the ball, top of the key. She walks over to Schotzenbacher. Now Faulkner at the three-point line, throws it up off the front of the rim, bounces, doesn't go. Vrabel comes out the rebound. There's Laquana coming up the right side, trying to get a break started. Harris is jumping around. Give me the ball. Give me the ball, she said. Now they try to get it to her, but I want to say it was a kick or a knee, but they're calling a foul here.
Yeah, I think it might have been when she went to make the pass. I think she might have got hit across the arm.
Oh.
And they're going to call a foul on the Blue Devils. I believe it's going to be on Morgan Wagaman. That'll be her first.
Picks up her first foul of the game.
Yeah, once again, Chambersburg pounding inside.
T. Harris underneath for the rebound. Vrabel shoots, misses. Harris grabs it, puts it back in. So she now has 7 points, I believe.
Wagaman banks in a 3.
Look at that. I can't keep up now.
Wagaman on the right side, put it up. It looked like it was going off to the side, hit the backboard, and went in. Blue Devils back up.
Harris is saying, please, just give me the ball. I'm bigger than these folks.
Yeah, that's got to be Chambersburg's strategy here in the second half.
Vrabel backs it in off the glass and in. Vrabel gets 2. She puts, just use it, right?
Yeah, Lydia Christ on defense right there. She's given up about 7 or 8 inches, so there's really not a whole lot she can do against someone with Vrabel's size.
No, they're like, come on, give us the ball. We'll back it in. We'll put it in. That's how I play with my kid in the driveway.
Beating up on a 14-year-old.
Right. You just back it in. There you go. Ball comes out to Wagaman, top of the key. She got an open shot. She's going to shoot a 3. Doesn't go off the glass. Laquana gets the rebound. Laquana comes up the left side trying to get the fast break. She takes it down the paint on the left side. Nice left-handed layup. It goes in. That's 2 for Laquana.
I think the timeout by Barry Purvis worked. Chambersburg came out of that timeout.
All of a sudden, we're going to get another timeout
yes,
here,
we
right?
are. Mike Ryan with the timeout. Chambersburg has cut the Greencastle lead back to 8 points.
Yeah, and as if I get better at this sheet, I'm all lost and confused, and it's hard to jump in the second half not knowing who scored what, when, where, how Dr. Hoover creates the foul shots and all that stuff. But here's what I can tell you.
What's that?
Without all these sheets, Chambersburg has a definitive size advantage.
Absolutely.
And if they can get the ball down low to the bigger girls and they can back it in under the hoop like that, they're doing well. Laquana that time drives down the left side. She's going to take it to the bucket, but they collapse on the big girls because they think they're going to give it to her, and she lays it in left-handed. So right now that strategy, I think, is working.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, that's what you're going to see Chambersburg do the rest of this game. They're going to kick it inside. Vrabel and Harrison have been doing a very nice job underneath scoring points. When next time Laquana does that little drive, somebody from Greencastle is going to try and have to step out and maybe try and draw a charge on that because Laquana with 3 fouls, you want to try and get her in a little more foul trouble because she keys the offense for Chambersburg.
Give Coach Purvis credit for this because you don't see this kind of stuff too much, even in boys games. I think all basketball coaches wanted to be or used to be guards. because they never play the big man game. They never
Right.
play it, and,
Right.
and Chambersburg's going to play it, and it's working to their advantage.
Yeah, it's definitely a style you don't see anymore. It's usually more guard and forward oriented, but Chambersburg's got the big girls.
Faulkner beats Ocker off the dribble, but doesn't make the shot in the paint. Ocker comes down. She's on the right side of the court. Laquana, top of the key to Painter.
Actually, if you notice, Greencastle has Janae Faulkner now underneath on Vrabel.
Here comes Faulkner down the right side. Uses her body, tries to get around, and she's going to pick up the foul on Ocker there.
Yeah, almost able to get that layup to go in, but she will go to the line and shoot 2 here for the Blue Devils.
Lauren Ocker gets a foul. So is this Janae's first time at the foul line today?
No, I believe she shot 2 in the first half.
All right, then I don't know what's going on with these marks here. So we're going to say she made that one, gives her 15 points. We're definitely going to say it.
Because she did.
Because she made it. And the second shot is up and in, so she's got 16 on the day so far. 36-26, Greencastle up by 10, 3:28 to go in the third quarter. Laquana has the basketball. She's being defended by Schatzenbacher. She goes to her left, pulls it back out, now over to the right. Down inside to Vrabel. Vrabel backs it in, doesn't get it to go. Walgerman has the ball coming out of the pack.
Nice job.
Looking ahead, they leave her alone. She gets all by herself and says, why not take the jumper at the elbow?
Yeah, she does a nice job. I mean, Greencastle's defense backed off of her, gave her the open jumper, and she hit it.
Walgerman took the jumper there, and she definitely just drilled it. Nice little play there by Chambersburg. They don't get the bucket to fall. That's number 23, Shandy Joyner. Walgerman saves it under her own basket, hits off Laquana's foot and out of bounds.
That's a huge break for the Blue Devils.
That's a huge break for Greencastle.
That ball well ahead of Morgan Walgerman. She does a nice job to save it, get it back in bounds. Chambersburg can't control it. When she throws it back in, off the foot, out of bounds, Greencastle gets the ball back.
Joyner had no idea it was coming, Laquana had no idea it was coming, hit off her foot. Faulkner with the basketball. She looks cross court to Schatzenbacher all by herself. She pulls up right inside the line, hits the jumper. Not for 3, but it definitely goes. I can't find her on the score sheet, so I'll find her later.
She's there somewhere.
Laquana goes to her right. Now back to the left. Walgerman defending her well. Switches her off to Schatzenbacher down the left side. She tries to take that little left-handed layup again. This time she gets fouled in the process.
Yeah, Heidi got her across the arm on that, going for the block, missed the ball, and got all arm. So Laquana will go to the line.
Schatzenbacher has 4 on her. So Gabby Laquana is going to shoot 2 here.
Lydia Christ at the scorer's table. I would assume she would be coming in for Schatzenbacher here. Or excuse me, Lauren Cole. Lauren Cole coming in for the Blue Devils.
Gabby Laquana's first shot doesn't go. Gabrielle shoots the second one. Second one is good. So that gives her 3 points on the day. 2:21 to go in the third quarter. 13-point lead still by the Blue Devils, 40-27. Faulkner kicks out to Walgerman. Walgerman pulls in, gets a good open look at the basket, doesn't go, and Laquana gets the rebound. And then she's fouled quickly by Walgerman, I believe.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Morgan on the hit there.
Yep, 1-0. So that's Morgan's second foul today.
5 team fouls for Greencastle here in the second half.
Lauren Ocker gives the ball back to Laquana after the inbound. Harris is still saying, come on, give me the basketball, somebody.
Yeah, I noticed who's guarding her now. Yeah,
give it to me. I'm in deep. And she gets it in and makes the bucket. So Harris says, give me the ball, and I'm going to put it in.
Yeah, it's a nice pass. Janae was fronting her, and they threw it over the top. Good job by Harrison.
So Faulkner to Walgerman, back out top to Chris. Chris looking around. She tries to get it to Cole. Cole does get her hand on it. She gets batted from behind by Harris. And Chris takes the deep 3 off the glass, doesn't go. And here comes Laquana. Laquana pulls it back out. She was going for a second and thought, I better slow this down.
She thought about it.
Shandy Joyner with the shot, doesn't go. Faulkner comes down with the rebound, and she brings it up the court. Nice behind the back dribble. Brings it to the top of the key, slowing everything down. You got time now. You got a big lead. Take your time. Each possession, right? Old school.
Every coach says
5, now it's the clock.
Game situation.
Right.
Got to know the game situation.
That ball knocked out of bounds by T. Harris. So they're gonna, at this point, you got a nice lead, 11-point lead here. Take your time.
Run a little clock.
Run the clock a little bit. Take your time.
Definitely no need to rush.
5 or 6 passes. Cole gets it down in the corner to Chris. Cross court to Waldman. Waldman has a ball. No hurry. Take your time. Back to Faulkner, front top of the key. She's going to take the 3. Doesn't go off the front of the rim. Backboard. Chambersburg comes down with it. They almost turn it over. And Laquana brings the ball up the left side. She loves that. She's left-handed. That's why.
Yeah, that's a case there where, the Chambersburg or Greencastle defense just has to step in and try and take a charge. I mean, Lydia Chris moving with Laquana as she goes to the basket.
She tried.
Yeah,
she had her feet set.
It would have been a charge, yeah.
Yep. So Lydia picks up her second foul. And Laquana's going to shoot 2. First one is up and in.
Blue Devils with 6 team fouls here in the third quarter, in the second half. So next foul, Chambersburg will be shooting 1-1 for the rest of the game.
Laquana has a chance to bring this lead under double digits here. It's a 10-point lead for the Blue Devils with 42.6 to go in the third quarter.
Aniston Cree checking in for Greencastle. Lauren Cole returns to the bench.
40-30. Laquana going to shoot the second one. Second one is good as well. She's got 5 points on day. Quietly, she's starting to string something together here.
Yeah, a little foul trouble in the first half, but here in the third quarter, she's done a nice job running the offense.
40-31, 37 seconds to go. Faulkner bringing the ball up slowly. Probably going to hold it to the last shot. That's my least favorite play in basketball.
Yeah, it is, but I think Greencastle may try and do that.
Or not.
Or not.
Waldman gets pushed out of the lane.
Kind of ran into a wall there.
Ran into something, was immovable. There she goes. She pulls it back out. So they're going to look for a couple opportunities. If it's not there, pull it out and try again. Faulkner has the ball. At worst case scenario, give it to Janae and see what happens.
Clear the floor and let her go, yeah.
And let her go.
We may see that.
There's Waldman. She takes a good step inside. Now they find
Ashley Noblet.
Noblet takes the shot off the rim, doesn't go, and here come the Trojans. Oh, she traveled.
Yeah.
With 0.3 on the clock. He should have waited 0.3 to blow the whistle. No doubt about it. We're going to get an inbound pass, and then that's about it. Someone's going to try to turn and shoot.
That'll give Janae a chance to hit a half-court shot here.
Let's see if she can do it. Let's throw some money on the table.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but I would not be surprised if she did.
Yeah, I'm sure she practices it.
See.
There it is. It's
on
in.
the way.
Yep. Oh!
Back of the rim, front of the rim.
It rimmed out. In and out. It was in and out like my putts. Perfect. So we'll take a quick break. Right after these words, we'll be back with quarter number 4 and the Franklin County Tip-Off Tournament here in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania on GameTimePA.com, MidPennBroadcasting.com, WRGG.org, and 93.7 on your radio dial. We'll be right back.
When you need extra fun, unlike other banks, the F&M Trust Home Equity Loan has a great low rate with no checking account or automatic payment requirement. It's super simple. Apply now at fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
When it comes to buying tires, Keystone Ford has a very simple, easy to understand, crystal clear guarantee. We will beat any competitor's advertised price on the brand name tires we sell. That's our Keystone Ford low price tire guarantee.
MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Here we are, back to live action. Fourth quarter getting underway. Greencastle leads by 9. As the Blue Devils try to extend their lead, Chambersburg going to use their height advantage and work themselves back into this game. Vrabel hasn't been on the floor for a few minutes to end the third quarter, but
still not in. But
here we go.
Yeah, nice job by Chambersburg. Play Greencastle even there in the third quarter.
40-31. Laquan has the ball. Chambersburg gets it to start the fourth quarter, and they got to make their run now.
Yeah, got to start chipping into the lead here. 9 points. You don't have to get it all back at once, but get a possession, some stops, and get back into this game.
Laquana gets the shot. It doesn't go in. Harris goes for the rebound. They roll it out of bounds, and Blue Devils will get possession of the basketball because it was off Harris.
Yeah, very interesting with Vrabel out and Harrison in. Faulkner now guarding Harrison to try and stop her.
Woo!
Aniston Cree with a shot.
Aniston Cree. She gets
Jordan Yeager. Was that Jordan Yeager? I think it was.
Yep, Jordan Yeager.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Jordan Yeager. Jordan Yeager gets a bucket, number 35, her first bucket of the night. Wide open at the left elbow. Laquana takes it down deep to the left. She tries to get it to Harris. Faulkner gets that ball, knocks it away that time. Pass wasn't high enough. There's a lead pass to Walgeman. She gets the little right-handed layup. She gets it to go. And Walgeman, all of a sudden, has 13 points.
Blue Devils with four quick points here in the first minute of the fourth quarter, extending their lead to 13 and a timeout.
Chambersburg takes a timeout. We'll also take a timeout on all those things I said before, a conglomerate of media types.
GameTimePA,
GameTimePA, Mid-Penn Broadcasting, WRGG.org, 93.7. You name it.
We're here.
We're repping it tonight. So we'll be back right after these words.
Feel like you just can't get ahead because of high-interest credit card debt? Relief is here. Transfer your balance to a new Patriot Visa credit card and get a low rate for a full year. Learn more at patriotfcu.org.
Subject to credit approval, member NCUA.
Live and local. This is MidPennBroadcasting.com.
I dig the music. The music is good. (44-31) back in beautiful Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. What a beautiful gym they have here. Nice facility.
Very large. Can hold
very
the
large.
crowd.
Can hold the crowd. They definitely have a lot of seating here. I like it. The center sections, they have seat backs on their bleachers, which is prime seating.
Pay big money for those tickets.
But a beautiful facility here. And it'll be a great venue for great basketball. I mean, everybody's excited for tip-off tournament basketball, so here we go.
Yeah, still a lot more basketball to go. We're
A
early
lot
in the
more
first game.
basketball. A lot more basketball. As Coach Lewis told us a couple weeks ago, you don't lose the league tonight, you don't win the league tonight. So you figure it all out after tonight, I guess. Chambersburg works the ball down inside. Number 12 for the Trojans. Let me get it because I'm new here. Maybe.
Other way.
Well, I'll just look here. Number 12, Kristen Pugh.
Unable to handle that
Kristen
pass.
Pugh, unable to handle the pass. That's what I was going to say, John. Thank you. There's Walgerman with the basketball. Give it to Faulkner. They look, that time gets tipped by Harris. The shot doesn't go. And Chambersburg comes up, but Laquana kicks it out of bounds, and Greencastle will have the basketball. That was a tough one.
Yeah, nice job by Greencastle. They're knocking the ball loose. Bounced off the knee of Laquana, out of bounds. Blue Devils will get possession of the basketball.
Jordan Yeager hit that last bucket earlier. She took the exact same shot. This time T. Harris got her hand on it and started the Trojan rush the other way. I haven't seen anyone shoot a ball that high as Yeager did, not since the Gemby, the oldest Gemby boy used to shoot it up, but come out of the rafters.
Jordan.
No, Jaron
Gemby.
Used to come over the heating vent and in the
Straight
back,
down
like
in.
It was unbelievable. Like, my God, that's never going to get there. And sure enough,
Hey, 1,200 points. It worked for him.
it worked. It worked. The higher, the better, I guess.
Yeah, whatever works.
Whatever works is right. Greencastle inbounds the ball. 6:17 to play in this one, unless there's overtime. Then there'll be more to play. Lydia Christ all by herself coming down the paint, pulls back when she sees Harris show up. Noblet back to Christ. They're running the Globetrotter offense. I love when they run this.
Yeah,
they do a great job of Sweet Georgia Brown.
The only problem is the music isn't playing. But
Well,
other than that,
it's playing in my head.
I can hear it.
That's right. Walgerman with the basketball. Bounce pass into Faulkner. Faulkner backs it in against Ocker. Doesn't get it to go. Harris comes out with the rebound. And here comes Ocker looking for someone to give it to. Now she pulls down the lane. Tries to get to Harris. Off her foot, but Laquana there to save it. She's going to take the shot from inside the three-point arc. It doesn't go. Chambersburg comes down with the rebound again. Now they go back to Harris. They're going to slow it down. Laquana going to her left. There's a three-point shot by number 4.
Shayla Corwell.
Shayla Corwell makes a three. It's a 10-point game again.
Kind of a scramble there, and the Trojans come away with a three-point shot, and Corwell knocks it down.
I mean, Chambersburg is holding on.
Yeah, they are.
They're holding on. I will tell you this. From what I saw last year, it's a much-improved Chambersburg team. It might not mean anything at the end of the year.
Right.
But it's a much-improved Chambersburg team.
Yeah, 1-21, you hope there are some improvements this year.
Corwell with the kick knocks it out of bounds. They're trying to get Walgerman on a sort of like a give and go under the basket to give it to her, and Faulkner couldn't get the pass through because Corwell thought it was a kickball game. She was trying to kick it at us, but it didn't make it the whole way. So Chris takes the ball. She inbounds to Faulkner. Faulkner with the head fake. Now she comes down, gives a quick one to Noblet. One thing when you play a Faulkner, you better look for the ball all the time.
Yeah, be ready because it can come from any angle, at any speed, at any time. So, yeah, you better be paying attention when she has the basketball.
I think Laquana picks up her 4th foul here. I'm pretty sure that's on Laquana.
Yeah, that was on her. Yep.
And that's going to give her 4. So she's probably going to I think you let her ride it out now, right?
Yeah, at this point, you have to keep her in the game. She just has to pull back on the defensive intensity a little bit.
All right, Hannah Chris with the hook shot. Doesn't go. And Vrabel with the rebound. Then Chris gets her hands in there and fouls her. One of those ill-advised. I mean, not a big play, but it's her 3rd foul.
Yeah, in general, you don't want to commit a foul 94 feet away from your basket.
And not when it's 1-1 now.
Yeah.
You know, now they're in the 1-1. Or I think they're in the 1-1.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. 17 foul for the Blue Devils. Now Chambersburg will be able to try and cut into the lead here, and the clock's not running, so not a very smart foul.
Nope. Vrabel makes the first one.
Interesting that Vrabel sat out for so long. She was taken out with about 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, and now just coming back into the game.
She's got 10 points, too. 10 points in the game now.
Yeah, her and Harrison keyed that run with when Chambersburg started pushing the ball inside.
They certainly did. Now she makes the second one, so she's got 11 on the day. Quietly having a good day. She's a 6'2" junior. It's an 8-point game. 44-36. Greencastle up. 4:40 to go. Blue Devils. Wogman has the ball. Goes to the paint. They crash on her. She kicks it to Noblet. Wogman holding on, looking for someone to her right. Looks for Faulkner, gives it to her. So here, Janae, you do it.
Usually not a bad thing to do.
Janae takes it to her right on 3-point line off the back of the rim. Doesn't go. And Noblet gets the ball to Chris. Chris is stolen by Chambersburg. Now back by Faulkner. Faulkner takes it, can't get rid of the ball. She gets a travel call there. And, that's a tough travel call, but it's the right call.
It was, yeah. Yeah, it was.
But tough call, but the right call.
Would have been nice if they could have got the ball to Maddie Schweitzer because she was wide open.
Wide open.
Likely would have knocked it in.
Likely. Laquana gets it over to Ocker. Ocker takes a shot, doesn't go, but Vrabel underneath loses a handle of the ball. It's on the line, going the other way. Vrabel was trying to put it back up and in before she really had it.
Yeah, she was in position to make the shot. She just tried to rush it a little bit.
If she'd have just taken her time, caught the ball, went straight up with it, she'd have been okay. You know what? By week 2, that'll all be solved.
Hope so for
the game will slow down. Wogman in the paint, dribbles back. Schweitzer.
Looks like the Blue Devils going to be a little content here to slow things down.
I would be very content. They get it over to Noblet. Noblet dribbles onto her left, pulls it back, gets it to Wogman. Wogman takes a shot, top of the key. It's in and out. Again, like one of my putts. Laquana comes back down. Faulkner hits the ball, steals it. She's tough. She's a good player. And Faulkner takes it to the bucket, doesn't go, doesn't get the foul, but there was no foul there. She's straight up, her hands were good, and she didn't move. Yeah,
good defense.
Good defense by Vrabel. Laquana looking for something to do with it. Wogman's in her face. She goes down the left corner, pulls it back out. Top of the key, back down inside to Ocker. Ocker tries to spin around Faulkner. Now she takes a right-handed layup, doesn't get to go. Ball knocked out of bounds.
I think they're going to give it to Greencastle.
They are. They are.
Maddie Schweitzer, nice job there on the defensive boards. Had position on Ocker, was able to get that ball, and then Ocker knocked it out of, Vrabel knocked it out of her hands, out of bounds, and Blue Devils will take possession.
I thought they were going to get Vrabel over the back there, but I guess she didn't reach over.
Yeah.
She just went up.
Stayed fairly vertical, knocked the ball out of her hands.
That's right. Wogman with the basketball. 2:51 to play, 44-36. Greencastle on top. Wogman shoots, not even close.
Nice job by Vrabel to distract that shot.
And Laquana comes down, almost travels with the ball because of the Ocker, top of the key. Ocker takes a shot. It's only for 2, though. Oh, only for 2, though. I mean, it's a great shot.
Yeah, it's a 6-point game.
But she was right inside the line. So here we were. This is where we were not too long ago. A 6-point game, 44-38.
You let them hang around, and this is what can happen.
You let them hang around. There come the Blue Devils. Noblet with the basketball. She drives the paint, kicks it out to Schotzenbacher, now to Wogman. They're just going to go around the outside of the circle. 2:16 to play. Wogman going to throw up the shot. Back of rim doesn't go. T. Harris gets the rebound to Vrabel. Now here they come. Here's Ocker. Ocker's ahead. She takes in Chris, going to get the foul, I believe, on the floor.
Yeah, it'll be on
Not
Lydia.
a shooting foul. It's a 1-and-1. But Lydia Chris now all of a sudden, don't look now. But if I could find her on the score sheet, I'll tell you she has her 4th foul.
That is her 4th. Yes, it is.
And Lauren Ocker will shoot 1-and-1 here. Hawker's first shot off the side of the rim doesn't go, but Chambersburg-Harris comes down with the rebound, and there's a push. If that's on Schweitzer,
she's done.
She's out of this one,
it.
so they're going to play the music. They get a whole minute or so for them to talk about it.
Actually, I think it's 15 seconds now. It's either 15 or 30 seconds. They changed the rule on that.
Oh, thank God.
Yes.
I hate it watching people parade around after they got thrown out of the game.
Yep, 15 seconds to get a substitute in.
Okay, so T. Harris is going to now shoot a 1-and-1. Still a 6-point game, 44-38. It's getting exciting.
It is. First game of the year. Tight
is.
game, 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Anything can happen.
Janae Faulkner still leads all Greencastle scorers with 16 points, but Morgan Wagaman with 13, not far behind.
Yeah, she's done a nice job picking up the slack. Like I said, Chambersburg defense, face guarding. Faulkner trying to keep the ball out of her hands. Wagaman picking up the slack, doing a nice job for Greencastle.
Harris's shot off the rim doesn't go, goes out of bounds. So,
boy, 2 nice chances for Chambersburg to cut this lead even
been,
further.
Yeah, they could have knocked it down
missing
to 4.
The front end of 2 1-and-1s.
Knocked it down to 2 points if they'd have gotten 4, and then, wow, without the clock running, that's the best way to get back in them.
Exactly.
But the Blue Devils have possession. We're down to 1:56 to go.
I think we may see the ball in Janae's hands quite a bit here.
This
in the
is going to be.
2
This
minutes.
is also my least favorite part of basketball when we played a foul game.
The foul shot parade, yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah, you take a good, well-paced game and it slows everything down.
Faulkner gets it down underneath, uses her body, controls it, and now she's got 18. Chambers, we're going to have to make a bucket though. You're going to have to move fast.
Yeah, they're getting to a point now where
shooting for 3. No, doesn't go off the front of the rim. Faulkner comes out with the basketball. Don't foul her. Purvis says, nope, that's not the one. That's not the one. We're not ready yet.
Now you want to foul.
Wagaman with the basketball in the corner. She's holding on to it again.
Problem is, though, Chambersburg only with 14 fouls.
Keep fouling.
Yeah, they're going to have to keep fouling to put Greencastle in the 1-and-1.
We got a timeout here. Greencastle takes a timeout with 1:07 to go. And you're wondering if Coach Purvis is going to foul at all because you feel like you would have started that by now, right?
Yeah, at some point you'd think he would have done it because they have 3 fouls to give before they put Greencastle in the 1-and-1. So I guess he's just going to try and get a stop with the defense, get a steal, and try and get back in the game that way.
That hasn't worked yet.
No, it hasn't, but a nice timeout by Mike Ryan. Greencastle trying to keep things under control with a minute 7 to go in the game. Just want to make sure you're doing everything right, the ball in the right player's hands, and hit your free throws if you get to that situation. But make sure you get the ball inbounds and try and run this clock out.
Trying to run out the last, what we got, 40-some seconds here? No, minute 7.
That was a minute 7.
Minute 7, you're right.
And yeah.
A minute 7 to go in this game.
Greencastle has the ball and an 8-point lead. And with a free throw shooter like Janae Faulkner, certainly like their chances.
You feel good
right
about
now.
it,
You
right?
like their chances right
like,
now.
We'll be in good shape. Chris inbounding the ball, gets it to Wagaman. She comes down, pulls it back out, slow it down. Be no hurry to shoot. If you got a great shot, take it. If you don't take it. Now we got a push on Ocker.
Yeah, very interesting. Chambersburg, not going for the immediate foul, trying to get the stop there, and Ocker with the reach.
Picks up her 3rd foul.
5 team fouls for the Trojans here in the second
I'm
half.
sure they were trying to foul. I think she just was reaching in and trying to get the ball. So Chris with the basketball, goes cross court, throws it away.
That's going the other way.
That's what Chambersburg wanted, right?
Exactly. Get the ball right back.
7 seconds later, no points were scored, and they got the basketball coming their way. Now we'll see the offensive-defensive substitutions.
Yeah, we said Greencastle had to get the ball in bounds and unable to do it. The pass over the head of Schausenbacher goes out of bounds. Trojans get the ball back. They're going to need to get a quick shot here.
You're going to have to. They're going to have to score quick. Laquana with the basketball. They get it across the timeline very quickly. Looking for someone to give it to. Back to Laquana. She tries to go right. Now she always goes left. She's got a good left hand into Harris, and Harris makes the bucket underneath. That's what you want.
Purvis gets a timeout.
Ty Harrison. She got 10, and all of a sudden Chambersburg takes a timeout, and it's a 6-point game with 49.8 to go.
Nice job there by the Trojans. Got the ball down the court quickly. Laquana working it inside to T. Harrison, who's done a very nice job so far this evening, working the ball in and making the short jumpers. She hits the lay-in, cuts the lead to 6.
I mean, you're looking at Chambersburg right now. You have Taylor Vrabel leading the scores with 11 points. Then you got Tay Harrison with 10 and Shandy Joyner with 8. After that, Gabrielle Laquana's got 5. Shayla Corwell has 3. And
I think that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, not
That's
much
about it.
scoring. Really, not much scoring after that. So really, I mean, as you go back and reflect on this game later, and you watch the tape and you start thinking about what you're going to do, you got to figure out a way to let Harrison and Vrabel dominate games.
Yeah, Joyner has 8 points, but she had all those in the first half. This second half, it's been pretty much all Taylor, Vrabel, and T. Harrison, with Laquana doing a nice job running the point, getting the ball inside to them. So I think that's what Greencastle or Chambers will continue to do. But Vrabel right now still on the bench for the Trojans.
And then you got the teams in the conference are going to look at this game and say, what, Faulkner has 18 points with 49 seconds to go. If she does that all year, everyone's going to say they like their chances, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Chambers work with the press right now.
Walgerman gets the ball to Naba. Naba gets
in trouble,
and she gets fouled. Ooh, that's just body control. She needed to just stay right there.
Yeah, Trojans had Greencastle on the ropes there with that press, and they commit the foul. Still not a shooting, still not a 1-on-1 foul.
Cameron Greenlee picked up the foul, and that's, if she could just stand there, not move, she'd have been fine.
Yeah, nice pressure.
6-point game still, 46-40. Walgerman, no one around her. She's like, I'm not going to shoot it. So she pulls it back out top of the key. She gets fouled again. Like, these fouls are just silly now because if you're going to foul, you're going to foul.
Right. Yeah, so, and that's 17th foul for Chambersburg, so Morgan Walgerman.
And I believe that Laquan is now out of the game.
She is. Yep, that's 5.
So that's 5 on Gabby Laquana. That's a foul. She accidentally got they got their feet tied up and looked like she obviously didn't want to commit that foul. But that puts Walgerman on the line for a 1-and-1, still a 6-point lead. How much time did they put on the clock for
15 seconds.
Like you said. Just like you said, John.
New rule change this year.
I like it. 15 seconds is plenty enough time to walk from there to there.
And you know who you're going to put in anyway, so it's not like it's a big deal.
You got some idea. Not your first time.
Big free throws here.
Walgerman's first one doesn't go off the back of the rim.
Trojans need a 3.
Oh, they try to get it to Harris. They don't get it. Harrison, they don't get it over to her. And Chris has the basketball. 28 seconds to go to get it to Faulkner. They say, all right, we're going to foul her, and they do. 6 points. 6-point swing here. It's a 46-40. Lauren Ocker picks up. Looks like she's going to get her 4th foul, and Faulkner will go to the line. She'll shoot 1-and-1.
Greencastle with a 6-point lead here. These 2 free throws really big.
Huge. Makes it a 20-possession game.
Hits the first. 47-40 Greencastle leading.
That gives her 19. 19 on the day. That's a good day.
There's 20. Oh, in and out.
Oh, doesn't go. See, spoke too soon. You jinxed it.
Chambersburg has to hurry.
20 seconds to go. Here come the Trojans. They got to make up 7 points here in 20 seconds. They got to shoot it at some point, right?
Need to get a shot.
They get it to Harrison inside. She backs it in off the glass. That's it. All day you could have been doing that.
Nice job by Harrison, but at this point of the game, a 2, working 10 to 15 seconds off the clock to get a 2 is not what you need.
No.
Might be too little too late.
It's too little too late. That means now they don't even have enough time to take another shot.
No.
12 seconds ago, so too little too late is right. You got 47-42 to score, 5-point lead by the Blue Devils. I'm pretty sure if I wasn't at Chalk Talk Thursday night, but I'm pretty sure if I was there, we would not have picked the score to be 47-42 in this game.
We did not predict the score of this game last night. I was there, and you're absolutely right. I think that a lot of people expected Greencastle to come out and kind of roll in this game. And, the first couple minutes it looked like they would, leading 12-0 at one point. But, hey, give Chambersburg a lot of credit. They've battled the entire time. They've done a nice job on Janae Faulkner. She scored 20 points, but you almost have to call it a quiet 19, excuse me.
But you're right, but a quiet 19. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, she had 9 points early, hitting those 3 threes in the first half of the first quarter. And since then, Chambersburg has done a nice job taking her out of the game, taking her out of the offensive flow. And that's they're trailing by 5 here, and 12 seconds left in the game might be out of time for them. But good job by the Trojans.
Well, anything can happen. It's 2 possessions. You got to hit a 3.
Yeah.
You got to hit a 3 and a 2, and you're back in it. So you got to get the ball back here.
Yeah, need a quick steal.
A quick steal, or if you're going to foul, now's the time. Because you're in the 1-on-1 now, you got to foul somebody.
Yeah, you're at the point you need an immediate foul. As soon as somebody catches it.
Oh yeah, there it was. The steal. There's the turnover you're looking for.
And actually a very nice job by Barry Purvis. Morgan Wagman throwing that ball in, one of the shorter players.
Yeah, I was thinking
for the
that
Trojans.
too. I was thinking it too.
Carissa Pugh guarding the inbounds pass at 5'9", was able to block it and knock it right back into Wagman's hands. So Chambersburg gets the ball.
Right, out of bounds. So now make a play, get a play here to hit somebody, hit a 3.
Yeah, you need a 3 and then a 2, like you said.
Or a 2 and a 3. Either way, right?
But you need something fast.
Oh, that ball
Nice.
tipped away by Faulkner. Same thing.
Janae did the same thing, yeah.
She tips it as they throw it in. That should have been Harrison throwing that ball in.
Yeah, nice job by Mike Ryan putting Janae on the thrower, able to deflect that throw. Greencastle will get the ball back. And then a foul by the Trojans. Greencastle can put the game here away with 10 seconds to go.
That foul was on Greenlee.
She's out.
That's her fourth. That's her fourth foul. And now we got Wagaman shooting a 1-on-1.
Can ice the game here for the Blue Devils.
Wagaman doesn't get that one to go.
That's a 1-on-1. 1-on-1.
They're just holding the ball. Nobody knew what to do. They just all stand around. Wasted 5 seconds. Greenlee takes the shot. Doesn't go. Off her foot. Off of Ockers. No, I guess it's off Chris.
Yeah, they're going to call Trojans ball.
1.4 seconds ago. It's a 47-42 game. Greencastle on top. Chambersburg has enough time to inbound it and shoot. There it is. Get it to Harrison. Ball game. There's the ball game, folks. Right now, final score, Greencastle 47, Chambersburg 42. It was entertaining right down to the end. I'll tell you what I appreciate about Coach Purvis is we didn't do the foul game at the end of this thing. We didn't foul and do all that stuff. So I do appreciate that. I do appreciate that Coach Purvis tried to use his big girls and get the ball down inside and work around the rim. You know, I mean, obviously both teams have a lot of work to do. Leading scorers for Greencastle, Janae Faulkner ended up with 19. Morgan Wagaman had 13 in this game. Heidi Schatzenbacher had 2. Lauren Cole had 5. Lydia Christ had 2. Madison Schweitzer had no points in the game.
Right.
And Jordan Yeager had 2, as well as, just Jordan Yeager had 2. For the Trojans, leading scorer for this was T. Harrison, had 12. Taylor Vrabel had 11. And then we'll go down this way. Shandy Joyner had 8. Ooh, let me look here. Lauren Ocker had 3 points in the game. Gabby Laquana had 5. And Shayla Corwell had 3 points.
Give a lot of credit to the Trojans, a team that went 1-21 last year, came out facing a team that went 24-4 and literally battled them down to the end of the game, only losing by 5 points.
Yeah, definitely was a game that we thought, that turned out better than we thought it would be when it started. So give them a lot of credit the way they shut down Janae or did. That's always tough to say because you feel like at any point she can dominate when she puts her mind to it. So, but a 19-point game for her. It was a quiet 19, but it was efficient and effective. To me, I would say the surprise player of the night for me from the little bit of time I watched was Morgan Wagaman coming into the game. Now, I thought she handled the ball well. I thought she ran the floor well. 13 points for her. I was wondering who was going to pick up with Greencastle and Janae, who was going to pick up the difference there and get it done, and she certainly stepped up and did it. For Chambersburg, the surprise for me tonight was the way they used the big girls underneath Harrison and Vrabel. They were much better. I'll give them credit. They were much better than I thought they would be. Definitely improved from last year. The record at the end of the year may not be better, but they are a much improved team from what we saw in the past.
Yeah, I would say so. Only losing by 5 points to Greencastle. I think, they may not be a playoff team yet. They're probably not a playoff team yet, but I think Barry Purvis definitely has his team headed in the right direction.
Yeah, I'm real excited about this. Dr. Hoover is coming back. Ron Oliver and Greg Hoover will be back doing the second game of this.
Game 2.
I will be back hopefully by 8:30 tonight to get caught up on that fourth game. So we'll be back.
I'll be here with you.
We'll be back at 8:30 to do some boys basketball. We'll be excited about. But we'll be back, and Greg and Ron will be on the air right when we come back, right after these words on GameTimePA.com, MidPennBroadcasting.com, WRGG.org, and on your radio dial, 93.7. You can hear us everywhere. You turn around, you flip something on, we're on it.
We're there.
We're on it. We got it going. So they'll be on right after these words.
When you need extra funds, keep things super simple with the F&M Trust Home Equity Loan. Unlike other banks, our home equity loan has no checking account or automatic payment requirement, and there's no introductory teaser rate. You simply get a low fixed rate with savings you can count on. F&M Trust is a local community bank, ready to serve all your financial needs. Apply for your super simple home equity loan now at fmtrustonline.com or at any F&M Trust community office. Equal housing lender.
Season's greetings from the Franklin County Visitors Bureau. When you, friends, and family are looking for holiday fun, visit ExploreFranklinCountyPA.com. Be sure to check out the 12 Days of Christmas gifts in Franklin County. Please enjoy a safe and happy holiday season. Remember Heritage Christmas in downtown Greencastle, December 9th and 16th, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m.
There's nothing like being at the game. The excitement, the fun, the food, and all the waste. Whether it's popcorn boxes, hot dog wrappers, or this soda cup. Big games generate tons of waste. That's why Waste Management is helping stadiums and businesses reduce waste altogether through recycling and organic composting. To learn more, talk to your local Waste Management representative or visit thinkgreen.com.
Have heating or air conditioning needs? Look no further than Lecron's Comfort Solutions. We service all brands: heat pumps, humidifiers, system replacements, gas, oil, electric heat, and ductless systems. Lecron's Comfort Solutions is your authorized Trane dealer. Call Corey at 717-597-3768 for a free estimate. We are licensed and insured. Lecron's Comfort Solutions. Local company, local name. Serving Greencastle and all of Franklin County with professional service and installation.
Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertising agency, has been serving the tri-state area for 35 years. We specialize in screen printing and embroidered clothing. Del Martin Incorporated supplies a full range of brand name uniforms for athletic, work, and medical applications, and a full line of advertising essentials. We have an in-house artist ready to put your ideas to work for you. T-shirts for schools, clubs, churches, and events. Del Martin Incorporated, 21 Sarah Susan Lane, Greencastle. Phone 717-597-5751 or online at delprint.com.
Does high-interest credit card debt have you down? Well, relief is here at Patriot Federal Credit Union. Save when you transfer your existing high-rate balance to a new Patriot Visa credit card. There's no annual fee and no transfer fee. Just a great introductory rate for 12 billing cycles. That gives you a full year to lower your balance. Learn more at patriotfcu.org.
Subject to credit approval, member NCUA.
Streaming live with over 70 local sporting events a year. This is MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Welcome back to Waynesboro. It is the Franklin County Tip-Off Tournament at Waynesboro Area Senior High School. We are in the 6th year for the Tip-Off Tournament, and this is game number 2 of the night. It will be the Chambersburg boys and the Greencastle Antrim boys. I'm Greg Hoover. He is Ron Oliver. We're here tonight with this one, and what some may say could be the championship game, so to speak.
This could be the championship game, but it will not be. One of these teams will not be in the game tomorrow night.
Well, that's true. Someone's going to go home not a winner here in this one, but nevertheless, it should be an interesting contest, the one that everyone's saying, this will be hard to see how it plays out. Chambersburg returns 4 starters. Blue Devils return 4 starters.
That's right, yeah.
Chambersburg 11-11 last year, but when you're 11-11 in the Commonwealth,
that's right.
That's saying a lot.
They did qualify for districts. Last year, the classification would have been 4A. That's all changed around a little bit this year. And, of course, the Blue Devils were also in districts. And
in 4A, yeah.
Yeah, and fortunate to play one of the top teams in the state early on. Actually, they may be ranked number 1 in the state this year heading into the season. I know they're certainly number 1 in the district.
Well, that is Reading, and
yeah.
they certainly are one of the, you got a lot of, it's hard to keep track of that sometimes because of the Philadelphia Catholic schools that are down there. There's some really, really talented schools.
Right.
Newman Goretti always comes up with a team or two, and we played them one year in the districts. And
right.
they started 4 kids from New Jersey. So
that's not possible, Greg. Is it?
It was. It was. Being a private school, they were able to do that. So the Blue Devils here tonight. They come in a successful season last year as they were able to really just play well throughout the season and they came away with a pretty good year that they want to build upon this year. And with 4 of their starters back, you would think that that would be possible. And this may be, I'm not going to say it's going to be their toughest game. They have to play Spring Grove, and they have to play Mechanicsburg in the Christmas tournament.
That's right. Yep.
And those 2 teams are really good teams. Central Dolphins on the schedule. Northeastern is on the schedule twice now because they'll play them in the opening of the East Pennsboro Christmas tournament. So they got 5 really tough teams.
Right.
They're not slouches. Neither one of them. And
No.
Chambersburg is certainly not
Outside
one.
of our conference, they didn't schedule anybody to make the season easier, but they made scheduling. Should they get to districts, they'll be seasoned.
Well,
And,
yes,
yeah.
that'll be the plus side to that one as they get into that ball game, into the districts. And you know, if things go according to chalk or the script, as they may say, the Blue Devils should qualify for that. They have a really good shot of winning the league this year. They only lost 2 games in the league last year. They were both to Shippensburg. And Shippensburg lost some valuable ball players, though I think they're going to be pretty good again this year.
Yeah, I think they have some athletes.
Yeah, and that is the key for them. They certainly do. So we'll see how that plays out. We'll get back with more of this game and talk a little bit about this one. If you happen to join us late for the girls' game, the Greencastle girls hung on for a 47-42
That's
win.
a pretty good description. We'll chalk it up to opening game. You know, working out some kinks, working out some roles on the team. Janae Faulkner, quite frankly, had a pretty decent first half if you judge, if you base that on points only.
Yes.
But she kind of disappeared a little bit in the second half. Although the thing with Janae is her ball handling, her court presence. She doesn't get too excited. She keeps the other kids kind of head in the game. So
There's more to it than scoring.
Her value
yes.
to the team is a little bit more than just how many points she put on the board.
Yeah.
Although she'll be important to put points on the board.
Well, there's no doubt about that. She'll have to do that. We'll talk more about the Blue Devils and what they face here. We'll do that in just a few minutes, right after these messages.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Had an auto accident? It's common to wonder how things could have turned out differently, if only.
No regrets.
If only you had Erie Insurance. With Erie, instead of regrets, you can focus on putting your mishap behind you. With an Erie Rate Lock auto policy, your rate won't take a hit, no matter what. It stays put until you change a car, driver, or address. People who treat you fairly, legendary service, great rates. That's what it means to have seriously good insurance for your auto, home, or business. Erie Insurance. See for yourself why Erie received the J.D. Power Award for highest in customer satisfaction with the auto insurance purchase experience, 3 years in a row.
Your Erie agent in Greencastle and Waynesboro is Antrim Insurance Agency. Get a quote at AntrimInspa.com.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Limited to 3 years in Virginia. Other conditions and limitations at ErieInsurance.com. For J.D. Power Award information, go to JDPower.com.
Erie Insurance.
When you need extra funds, keep things super simple with the F&M Trust Home Equity Loan. Unlike other banks, our home equity loan has no checking account or automatic payment requirement, and there's no introductory teaser rate. You simply get a low fixed rate with savings you can count on. F&M Trust is a local community bank, ready to serve all your financial needs. Apply for your super simple home equity loan now at fmtrustonline.com or at any F&M Trust community office. Equal housing lender.
Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertising agency, has been serving the tri-state area for 35 years. We specialize in screen printing and embroidered clothing. Del Martin Incorporated supplies a full range of brand-name uniforms for athletic, work, and medical applications, and a full line of advertising essentials. We have an in-house artist ready to put your ideas to work for you. T-shirts for schools, clubs, churches, and events. Del Martin Incorporated, 21 Sarah Susan Lane, Greencastle. Phone 717-597-5751 or online at delprint.com.
Okay, what you got here is your basic Ford Escape. You can buy it right here. This baby doesn't mess around, and it drives the competition crazy. See this hands-free liftgate? We have it. These guys don't. Need help parking? Escape has it. Do they? No, no, no. Got jet skis or a boat? Not the Titanic. Something smaller? If it weighs more than this, these guys can't do it. That's the Ford Escape, and we're Keystone Ford. Fast, fair, and friendly.
Season's greetings from the Franklin County Visitors Bureau. When you, friends, and family are looking for holiday fun, visit explorefranklincountypa.com. Be sure to check out the 12 days of Christmas gifts in Franklin County. Please enjoy a safe and happy holiday season. Remember Heritage Christmas in downtown Greencastle, December 9th and 16th, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m.
Streaming live with over 70 local sporting events a year, this is MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Welcome back to Waynesboro, game number 2 of the Franklin County tip-off tournament. As we mentioned before, we are in year number 6 of this one, and Chambersburg, the defending champions, going against the Greencastle Blue Devils here tonight in game number 2. 5 o'clock was the original start time on that. We're already back about 15 minutes, which is not to be unexpected. As we mentioned before, when you schedule JV and varsity games, it's an hour and a half apart, but when you put two varsity games, it makes it just a little bit longer, as they all are playing those 8-minute quarters. And that girls' game's got a little close down the wire, and congratulations to Chambersburg. Certainly they have to feel really good, despite the loss, that they were able to make a game of it. Their only win last year came against Waynesboro in overtime in this tournament.
We had in the consolation game.
Yes, it was. And so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out tonight. The Blue Devils, under first-year head coach Rick Lewis, takes to the court tonight. So we mentioned 4 returning starters, and those all their scoring. They did lose a couple of big men in the graduation situation. Sam Sprague has graduated, and I just lost Myers' first name, but I know him well, Spencer Myers, who's now playing at Penn State Mont Alto, and so they have to make up with, and Lutz, who was a 6'6" kid, so they have to make up for that. That's one of the fears that Rick and the coaching staff have about the Blue Devils, how well they can rebound. They don't have to dominate the boards, but they cannot allow the other team to dominate. And speaking of the team capable of dominating is Chambersburg Trojans. They have some big kids out there, Ron, and not only wide bodies but tall bodies, and it should be interesting to see how that plays out.
The new young man moved into the district since last year, Mr. Collier. We heard had a walking cast boot on his ankle. That has disappeared sometime through the week.
Well, one of the other big kids that they have is on the bench on crutches.
Okay, there you go.
That was the one they were talking about.
Okay.
Collier played here against us last year as a freshman.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I'm sorry.
And quarterback their
football team.
Yeah. And you kept seeing hints of brilliances, if that makes any sense at all. But there's some signs of it that he could really bust out. Never really got the opportunity, never did. Might have something to do with the league they play in, because he's not that tall in that league. But he could be a difference maker. The one I always think is a difference maker is Deshaun. I always get his name wrong, and let me go down here and make sure I get it right.
Well,
it's by Sean Mincy, and he has done some damage against Greencastle. And of course, there you have Cole Chrisman standing in front of us right now. Both of them, the two we talked about, both excellent ball players.
Yeah.
We're going to return with the starting lineups and the beginning of the first quarter right after these messages on the F&M Trust Sports Network here on MidPennBroadcasting.com, GameTimePA.com, and WRGG 93.7, and on the web at WRGG.org.
Does high-interest credit card debt have you down? Well, relief is here at Patriot Federal Credit Union. Save when you transfer your existing high-rate balance to a new Patriot Visa credit card. There's no annual fee and no transfer fee. Just a great introductory rate for 12 billing cycles. That gives you a full year to lower your balance. Learn more at patriotfcu.org.
Subject to credit approval, member NCUA.
Shippensburg Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, with offices in Shippensburg, Greencastle, Waynesboro, and Newville, specializes in orthopedic and sports-related injuries. Our therapists are experts in utilizing the most current therapy techniques, from hands-on manipulation to therapeutic exercise and aquatic therapy. We are a locally owned and operated practice and have a vested interest in the individual patient and community. Shippensburg Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, online at shippt.com. Phone 717-477-8030.
Greencastle Eye Care Center has been the area's premier eye care provider since 1984. Dr. Sandra Fink-Freeman and Dr. Charlie Parsons provide comprehensive eye exams, including medical eye exams and contact lens fittings for patients from age 1 to over 100. The office has a complete optical department with a wide variety of frames for adults and children. Conveniently located in the John Grove Medical Center off Exit 5 along I-81, Greencastle Eye Care Center is your family eye care provider, always accepting new patients. Call us at 717-597-7708.
Have heating or air conditioning needs? Look no further than Lecron's Comfort Solutions. We service all brands: heat pumps, humidifiers, system replacements, gas, oil, electric heat, and ductless systems. Lecron's Comfort Solutions is your authorized Terrain dealer. Call Corey at 717-597-3768 for a free estimate. We are licensed and insured. Lecron's Comfort Solutions. Local company, local name. Serving Greencastle and all of Franklin County with professional service and installation.
When it comes to buying tires, Keystone Ford has a very simple, easy to understand, crystal clear guarantee. We will beat any competitor's advertised price on the brand name tires we sell. That's our Keystone Ford low price tire guarantee.
Chalk Talk. We talk high school basketball every Thursday night at 7:30 on MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Get ready for the tip-off of game number 2. I am Greg Hoover. Joining me this year on the Blue Devils Boys broadcast is Ron Oliver. Ron, thanks for tagging along this year.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks for having me.
Sure. No, my pleasure. And the Blue Devils being announced right now. Starting lineups for Chambersburg. They went with a small lineup. It's not surprising me because I think the philosophy there is Greencastle's quick, and so and they're not tall, so let's go with our quick lineup. Meaning, what I mean by that is you do not see Collier in the lineup, the 6'8 sophomore, but you see Cade Whitfield, a 6'1 senior, Byshawn Mincy, a 5'10 senior, along with Jacob Browse, a 6' senior, 5'11 sophomore Seth Browse, and
Right.
Cole Christian, their leading scorer, 6'1 senior. That's
Right.
their starting
It's
five.
like a 5-guard,
Yeah.
which is what we're going to play with all year.
Yes.
So that's I think that's the thought process for Coach Schreffler to start the game.
Greencastle will counter with Casey Hoover at the 6'1 senior, along with Brian Gimby, the 6'3 junior, Ian Gelsinger, the 6'2 junior, Ben Freeman, the 6'3 junior, and Brandon Stuller, the 5'11 junior. 4 juniors and a senior here for the Blue Devils tonight. Chambersburg controls the ball. They get it to Crispin, and he'll come down toward us. We are in the northwest corner of the court, and the bench is on the opposite side. Chambersburg in the way blues. Greencastle will be in the home whites. It will be a 2-3 zone as the first shot taken up doesn't go. Battle for the rebound. Chambersburg comes down with the offensive board, and now they'll reset and see what happens here. They'll switch. Hoover will come from the one of the high post plays as defensive down underneath, as he and Gelsinger were able to trade places there. An active zone underneath. Gimby and along with Freeman and Hoover down low over to Crispin. Crispin back out front to Byshawn. Back to Crispin. One dribble. Jumper. Three-pointer. No, doesn't go. And rebound goes to Greencastle. First offensive series for Greencastle. Gelsinger long pass from Gimby. Gimby out front. Gets it to Hoover. Hoover's going to reset. Now over to Gimby again as they run against the Chambersburg man-to-man. Browse picking up the assignment. There's 2 Brouses, so you have to look at that. Brothers picking up the assignment.
Seth and Jacob both playing, and one's 10, one's 11, so we'll have to pay attention.
Right. Doubt if we'll get either one of those right. So we'll call him Browse. There's a foul. Gimby went to the floor, got tripped up. Foul's going to go against the younger Browse, Seth. His first. That'll be team foul number 1. Side out of bounds, our side of the court. Not a full house here at Waynesboro, Ron, but it takes a lot to get a full house at Waynesboro.
Yeah, it's a big gym.
Huge gym. It's one of the bigger ones around for a high school. There is Gelsinger, will attempt the 3. It doesn't go, so both teams 0 for 1. 0 for nothing from the field. Chambersburg 0 for 2. Stoller with the steal. As he does that well, goes straight up and misses the layup. Gelsinger almost has the rebound stolen. Hoover up and in for 2. So Hoover gets the first bucket of the ball game off a little steal. And the Blue Devils lead 2-0 here at the 6:05 mark.
You know, the first offensive possession for Chambersburg, you saw one of the big keys for the Blue Devils all year be rebounding and be able to hold their own and not give the other teams a lot of second shots. And they were fortunate that time.
He did get away with it. Here's Byshawn again from the other side. And a long rebound coming down into the hands of Seth Browse. And they'll reset the offense. They'll put the point guard, Byshawn Mincy, out front. They'll run a 1-4 against this 2-3 zone. Little confusion there as they get it set up. There's Christian. He is Christian on our side. They'll go outside to Browse, back to Christian, out in the wing. Gelsinger real active in that. They go inside to Kay Whitfield. He drives but has nothing and gets it back out to Mincy. Now they give it to Whitfield, who comes barreling in there, and he'll have 2 shots to take.
I'd say barreling in there was the correct terminology,
yes.
Greg. That could have gone either way, maybe.
But it's going to be called against Brian Gimby. That's going to be his first foul of the day. Listen, the secret here for the Blue Devils, and it's not really a secret, the bench isn't as deep as they like it to be, and foul trouble is a concern along with that rebounding we talked about. And, again, you would like to see them come out and play. They have the team to play man-to-man, but you got to be careful playing man-to-man because of the potential fouls. Cade Whitfield, the 5'6" senior, 1 for 2. Oh, rebound. Chrisman doesn't go. Freeman with the rebound on that one. Hoover with the basketball, dribbling down the right side as Browse gets, and he gets it out to Gelsinger, who goes back out front to Gimby, who wisely sets it up. And he'll get it down to Stoller in the left wing. Back out front, Gelsinger looking to see what he has. Inside to Freeman, nice pass, up and, did not go in and out. Chambersburg with the rebound.
Nice little back door there. It was there.
It was. Crispin from downtown, no, doesn't go. And Freeman again with another rebound, which is what he needs to do. And it's Gimby bringing the ball up court. Now Christian will guard Hoover. Hoover with the ball out front.
That'll
Gelsinger.
confuse you, won't it?
Yes, it will. Christian Hoover. This is deep shot by Gimby, his first of the ball game.
That did everything but go in.
It did. Kay Whitfield with the rebound. Chambersburg brings it up our way. Here at the 4:23 mark, it's 2-1 so far. Nice pass inside, but it's a turnover. First one of the ball game for Chambersburg. And the Blue Devils have it down at the other end of the field. Or the court, depending on what you want to call it.
Well, you're transitioning, Greg.
Yeah, that's right.
You did football all year.
5-second count.
5 seconds down in the corner.
Yep. Exchange of turnovers. And Kohler will come into the lineup now. He will replace Jacob Browse. So they bring in a 6'8" for a 6 foot. That's an 8-inch advantage. Kohler in the ball game. Still 2-1 here as we reach halfway mark of quarter number 1. Greencastle stays in the zone. No, it's not. It's man-to-man now as they working across the outside. Kohler with the basketball. He goes now also into the ball game is Evan Streffler, the 5'11" junior. Inside pass, nice pass by Whitfield, and it is Christian who makes it good for 2.
Christian with the little back door, nice play.
3-2. Chambersburg now with that 1-point lead. Gimby again, no, a little shy. Might have been partially blocked.
Partially blocked.
It is Christian again. That time no one went on him, and the bucket is good. He hits the 3-pointer. He gets hot from there. It is lights out.
Yeah, I saw him a few times last year, Greg, and he just, when he's feeling it, as they say, it's going to be a long night.
Yes, it will be. Second turnover on a stolen pass. And then Chambersburg just committed a little turnover, 2-2 in the turnover scene. And that was just miscommunication.
Right. Both players kind of stared at each other as it trickled off.
You get it. I get it. You get it. You get it. Hoover brings it up to run the point. Christian will guard him. Gets a pick from Gimby, and they switch. Kohler now on the switch. Hoover takes it to the paint, dumps out to Gelsinger. Yes, it's good for 3. Now you got to like that. The drive and the bucket, and the Blue Devils back on top. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Dowling trail by 1, 6-5. Right. And they need to get Gelsinger hot. They get him hot, get that other person hot.
That's right.
Almost stolen away. Yes, it is stolen away.
Nice.
And that was a Gelsinger-Hoover steal combination. Gimby to Gelsinger. Gelsinger, nice fake. Takes the shot. This one off the mark. And Freeman hustles for the rebound.
Nice hustle by Ben Freeman.
Hoover now back to Gelsinger. Over to Stoller. To Gimby at the high post. Hoover. And Stoller again to the left side toward the Chambersburg bench. High post to Gimby. To Gelsinger. No, doesn't go. Rebound. Cole Christian for Chambersburg. 6-5, minute 56 to go here, opening quarter. Chambersburg working now as Greencastle has gone back to the 2-3 zone. And they're trying to reset things. Baishan was the point guard, but with Schreffler in the ball game, he goes down to the wing. And he loses it, but he comes back up with it. And they throw it away. Right in front of our camera and right in front of us here at the bench, as we said, down the right sideline.
Made us move, woke us up.
Yeah, all those good things. Fourth turnover for Chambersburg. Sean Schreffler for the Chambersburg Trojans back on the coaching scene. Again, has things turned around, and really this is, I think the still a tough league to play in. You still got to play Harrisburg twice, but I think they'll have a pretty decent season this year. State College always has a pretty good team. Stoller to Hoover. Minute 14.
CDE still in that division, Greg?
Yep, CDEs. Greencastle with their first substitution. Junior Cameron Howman in. He actually, they have him listed at 5. That's a turnover for the Blue Devils.
Right.
Last year they listed him at 5'7", so
he shrunk?
Poor guy shrunk 2 inches.
That is not right. He must have got older.
It's like us.
Yeah.
6-5 this one, a minute to go. Well, let's be correct. 59.9. Greencastle, little full court tease.
Yeah.
Not that I think they wanted to. The two guys on the 2-3 at the top went up and picked up the players. Hillman, Stoller, Hoover, Gimby, Gelsinger. Chambersburg has brought in Joel Torres, a 6'6 junior. Missed shot, and then the rebound by the big guy, Collier, and Collier with 2 points. Again, he can be a difference maker. I really believe that. 8-5. Chambersburg stays in the man-to-man. Hoover to Gimby, top of the key. Hoover goes down, picks it for Stoller. Now back out to the wing. Gelsinger to Heilman in the corner. Now he brings it back out. Blue Devils very patient here against the Chambersburg man-to-man. Look at the clock. It's 11 seconds. Gimby with a drive. Double clutch. Can't get it to go. Rebound comes down into the hands of Torres.
Well, it was the right idea. Just didn't finish it, Greg.
Couldn't get it to go.
Yep.
And with the desperation, no, I shouldn't say desperation, but the long three-pointer, it falls short for Christian, and it is an 8-5 ball game. Chambersburg in lead of this one after the first 8 minutes to play. Don't go away. We'll be right back here on the F&M Trust Sports Network on MidPennBroadcasting.com, GameTimePA.com, WRGG 93.7, and WRGG.org.
When you need extra funds, keep things super simple with the F&M Trust Home Equity Loan. Unlike other banks, the F&M Trust Home Equity Loan has a great low rate with no checking account or automatic payment requirement. It's super simple. Apply now at fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
When it comes to buying tires, Keystone Ford has a very simple, easy to understand, crystal clear guarantee. We will beat any competitor's advertised price on the brand name tires we sell. That's our Keystone Ford low price tire guarantee.
Season's greetings from the Franklin County Visitors Bureau. When you, friends, and family are looking for holiday fun, visit ExploreFranklinCountyPA.com. Be sure to check out the 12 Days of Christmas Gifts in Franklin County. Please enjoy a safe and happy holiday season. Remember Heritage Christmas in downtown Greencastle, December 9th and 16th, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m.
MidBendBroadcasting.com.
Welcome back. Quarter number 2 getting underway here from Waynesboro, the Franklin County tip-off tournament. Blue Devils and Chambersburg, the boys. The girls, Blue Devils won that one, and this one, Blue Devils trail this one by 3. It is 8-5 here early on in the second quarter. Greencastle with a substitution as they bring in Bryson Robinson for the very first time, a 6'1 junior. They'll stay with Hoover Gimby and Gelsinger along with Howman.
Kind of a typical first quarter of the first game of the season, Greg. A little slow, a little feeling things out.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's Greencastle trying to see what's going on. Hoover drives, stops, passes out to Howman, goes in under heavy traffic, throws it up, can't get it to go. It is Collier with the rebound. Collier is in there with Christian, along with Schreffler and Torres.
Torres and Browse.
And Browse, they throw it down the middle to a breaking... there's a foul going against
that's Jacob.
Rouse.
That's Jacob Rouse that's in the game right now.
That was only the second team foul, Ron. Each team with one foul. That's a clean
right.
first quarter. Don't see that very often. Gelsinger gets a break. Back into the contest will go Freeman.
Freeman, right. Ben's back in. Ben Freeman. One of Greencastle's big men.
Yes. Who
anyone over 6 foot is a big man for the Blue Devils.
Gimby, he needs to get high. Falls short on a three-point attempt. Coming down with the rebound is Schreffler. Schreffler, Christian drives, pulls up, stops, and gets it back out to Schreffler. Out front to Collier. Collier around to Browse. Browse tries from the right side. Hoover comes up with a rebound. Against a couple of different ball players, goes up, has it blocked, and we'll wait. It's going to stay down as he and Christian went up against each other.
Right.
Played a lot with each, on the same team this year in summer ball, AAU ball. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Had a lot of fun. Cade Whitfield was on that team also. Blue Devils to take it inbounds from underneath their own basket. They get it to Hoover. Hoover to Gimby. Back to Hoover. It is Jacob Rouse guarding Hoover. Now it is Collier. Hoover tries to drive, gets it up, gets it partially blocked. Oh, they're going to call a foul, offensive foul on Hoover.
Foul.
As Whitfield was there, which Whitfield does that very well. As I mentioned, he played on our AAU traveling team. At least once a game, he picked up a charge, and that's not easy to do in AAU ball.
That's right.
So for Hoover, his first personal foul, and it is the team's second foul. We're 6 minutes and 8 seconds to go here in the second quarter, and it is 8-5. Just a tactical type game, Ron. It's not like they're not shooting the best, obviously,
Right.
but
we've played 2 minutes here in the second quarter without a score.
But they're just taking their time, working, looking for the good shot. Both teams are.
Right.
And Mincy gets one there. Nice shot, nice look, good hit. He has 3 on the board on that one, his first bucket of the ball game. 11-5 now. The lead expands to 6. Stoller to Gimby. Looked inside. Robinson had a brief moment. Hoover puts the ball to the... Ooh, he had Stoller open. He didn't see him. Back out to... and missed by Freeman. Whitfield behind the back dribble. Nice little play. And they're going to say the Blue Devils knocked it out of bounds.
I'm not sure anybody touched that ball, Greg.
No, I don't think so either.
But be that as it may, the Trojans underneath their own hoop.
Inbounds it against the 2-3 zone of the Blue Devils. By Sean, he walked when he caught the ball.
Yeah, took a little bunny step out there.
First turnover of the quarter. That's the 5th for the Trojans here in this game. 11-5 ball game. Chambersburg up on top. Greencastle has not been able to get their scorers to score. Hoover has 2. Gimby has failed to hit the mark so far. Of course, with 5 points, not many people have scored.
That's right.
Hoover and Gelsinger. Robinson has the ball. Hoover has it now going against Browse. gets a pick and then a switch. Chambersburg will switch on the picks. Gimby just takes it down, and then Browse takes it away, and the foul is called against Browse, which will be his second here for the 6-foot senior. Christian comes back into the ball game for Browse.
Browse's second foul of the game.
And also into the ball game, Tyron Williams. Inbounds underneath Blue Devils bucket, way out front to Stoller in the backcourt. He'll bring it across the front court now. And Gelsinger, it is the original starting lineup for the Blue Devils. And Chambersburg with a timeout for Greencastle. I'm going to say Chambersburg with their original starting lineup, but they do have one substitute in there in the likes of Tyron Williams. Yes. So 47-42 was the first game tonight. Greencastle girls picking up the win in that one. It was one of those, like, it looked like the first game of the season.
That's right. It wasn't pretty, as they say, but this time of year against Chambersburg, you don't know what you have. A win's a win, and I'm sure Coach Ryan's just happy to get out of the gym with a victory and play in the championship game tomorrow night.
Sure,
they're four-time defending champions.
3 right now.
Okay, 3.
I think you can count back to when perhaps Faulkner was a freshman.
A freshman.
was
a coincidence?
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. So Greencastle, as you said, looking for number 4 here. Played well enough to win. Did the right things coming down the stretch, which is pretty good when in this early in the season. So you look back and say, wow, we didn't play extremely well, but we got in situations that will come in handy as we progress through the season.
I think Janae has always had a thing where she likes to get everybody involved.
Yes.
And every now and then you just got to take the game over.
Yeah,
it's yours. We need you to score. We need you to make it happen. So, but they get out of the gym with a victory tonight, this afternoon.
4:39 to go here in the second quarter. Gimby with the basketball out front. And has Freeman on the back door. Freeman can't make it go. Gelsinger will try one. He can't make it go. Stoller keeps it alive, but coming down with the basketball is Mincy. Mincy now across the timeline to the left side of the court. Out front, resets it. Schreffler down to Whitfield. Whitfield will drive. Left-hand layup doesn't go. Hoover with the rebound. Hoover will take it up court. He's going to drive, looks to score, and gets the shot up, but no, he will pick up the foul.
The foul's on Cole Christian.
Yeah. So to the line go the Blue Devils. And the likes Christian Hoover or Casey Hoover. See, now I knew that was going to happen. He gets mad when I do that too.
What's that?
When I called him Christian.
Oh.
Because of the mix-up there. First one is off the mark. Trying to find his stats.
Sorry,
from
they
last
called
year.
that foul on Schreffler. I thought it was on Cole Christian.
Too.
Well, that's if we believe the scoreboard. I did not.
Second one is good, 1 for 2. So that brings the Blue Devils within 5. Now, and that's the first 2 free throws of the night. No, they're 2 for 2. Now they're 3 for 4, and they throw it away. Chambersburg does. The Blue Devils get it back. Chance to knock this down to a 3-point or perhaps even a 4-point or 2-point game.
We've played a quarter and a half, Greg. The Blue Devils have 6 points. The only good side of that is Chambersburg has 11. So.
Gimby inside gets fouled. Yes, you're right. That's the only advantage point we have. So you say that was against
they showed it on the board against Schreffler, that last foul against Casey Hoover.
Okay. And Williams will pick up this foul.
Yes.
That is the 15th foul for Chambersburg. Gimby at the line will get the first one to go down. So he gets into the book for the first time tonight and for the season on the free throw shooting for the 6'3" junior. And it is 11-7 score. Make it 11-8 after he hits the next one. Blue Devils inch a little bit closer. And up court come the Trojans now. Working around Mincy with Gelsinger on him. Browse stops, looks like he wanted to throw it. Stoller tried to take it away but couldn't get it. And they'll go out. Chrisman about 5 feet behind the arc, and he's going to go a little strong on that, but there is an offensive board by Whitfield.
Long rebound. It just took a bad bounce for the Blue Devils.
Blue Devils have switched it up to play man-to-man. Browse with the basketball out front. That is the younger Browse.
That's Seth.
Seth.
Right.
Byshawn puts it to the ground, goes up, makes the shot. It is a three-pointer for Byshawn Mincy, his second of the quarter, second of the night. 14-8, they extend the lead. Gelsinger had a look at it and was wide open. He's back down inside, out to Gimby. Gimby now with Whitfield on him. Tries to do something with it, can't do anything. And Gelsinger to Hoover. Hoover fakes the three, drives, pulls back out, and will reset the offense against the Trojan man-to-man. This will be Freeman. Yes, it's good for downtown. That's what they needed.
Yeah.
His first bucket of the night, and it's now a three-point game, 14-11. Inside of Whitfield. Whitfield goes up hard and gets fouled by Gimby. It will be Brian's second foul of the night.
Whitfield likes to take the ball to the hoop, Greg.
He does.
And he takes it to the hoop hard.
Yeah, he does.
He's either going to score or get fouled.
And the first one is good for Whitfield. He's 1 for 2 in the night. And a chance to make it 2 for 3. Doesn't get it. Gelsinger with the rebound. Into the ball game now for the Blue Devils. Brady Shepard. As the Blue Devils bring it down court. Trailing by 4 at the 2-minute mark. Just been one of those games you can't really, pinpoint anything that
right.
That either team has. They haven't been able to score, obviously, when the score is only 15-11. Gelsinger and Freeman. Freeman drives, dumps off to Stoller. Hoover has a three-point attempt. No, back of the rim. Can't get it to fall. Nice battle for the rebound from Shepard, but Chambersburg comes down to it. Chrisman underneath and can't make it go down either.
Yep.
And it's Stoller with the rebound. He lays it up off the run. No, Whitfield with the rebound. Wow, a lot of missed shots here tonight.
Right.
As halftime draws close, it is a 4-point ball game. 15-11, minute 15.
Steps on Whitfield.
Yep. It's going to be the third turnover. Blue Devils, I shouldn't say it, but have yet to commit a turnover here in the second period. But the dismay is they can't put the ball in the hoop right now.
Well,
Freeman.
that last offensive set, they got the shot they wanted.
Yes.
Casey just wasn't able to knock it down.
No, there was good ball movement. Got him
Right.
free. Hoover, Freeman, Gelsinger, Stoller, and Shepard in for the Blue Devils. By Sean Mincy, along with Collier, Christian, and Torres, and one of the Brouses. No, is that? No, that's Coda Heckman. And Gelsinger tries a three-pointer. He made his first one, but not that one. Coda Heckman in the ball game. To the floor goes Gelsinger. Almost comes up with a steal. Stoller almost comes up with a steal. Gelsinger comes up with a steal.
They do get the steal.
Yes. Great hustle. Hoover goes through the hoop, dumps it out to Freeman, who goes back to Shepard, who tries the three. No, it doesn't go. And rebound down by Sean Mincy. Heckman inside of Torres. Torres spin move and nice shot. Puts it in for two. And now the lead back to 6 with 18 seconds. Blue Devils on a timing situation will look to shoot the last shot as they get out to Freeman back to Hoover. We're at 12. Hoover will drive. Punch out to Stoller. Stops and takes the jumper. Yes, it's good for Stoller, his first bucket of the night. And as the clock winds down in the first half, a desperation heave. 17-13 is what our score here is after one full half of play and the Franklin County tip-off at Waynesboro Area Senior High School. We'll be back on the F&M Trust Sports Network here on MidPennBroadcasting.com, GameTimePA.com, WRGG 93.7, and on the web at WRGG.org.
When you need extra funds, keep things super simple with the F&M Trust Home Equity Loan. Unlike other banks, our home equity loan has no checking account or automatic payment requirement, and there's no introductory teaser rate. You simply get a low fixed rate with savings you can count on. F&M Trust is a local community bank, ready to serve all your financial needs. Apply for your super simple home equity loan now at fmtrustonline.com or at any F&M Trust community office. Equal housing lender.
Shippensburg Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, with offices in Shippensburg, Greencastle, Waynesboro, and Newville, specializes in orthopedic and sports-related injuries. Our therapists are experts in utilizing the most current therapy techniques, from hands-on manipulation to therapeutic exercise and aquatic therapy. We are a locally owned and operated practice and have a vested interest in the individual patient and community. Shippensburg Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, online at shippt.com. Phone 717-477-8030.
If you got a car to sell but don't want to buy a new one, what are you going to do? A newspaper ad, Craigslist, or the old sign in the windshield? You will get to talk to some really interesting people, but the odds of you selling your car aren't really good. But you can bring it to Keystone Ford, and here's my promise to you. We'll appraise your car with no obligation and make you an offer. If you accept the offer, you'll get your check that day. Now, how easy was that? We're Keystone Ford, fast, fair, and friendly.
Greencastle Eye Care Center has been the area's premier eye care provider since 1984. Dr. Sandra Fink-Freeman and Dr. Charlie Parsons provide comprehensive eye exams, including medical eye exams and contact lens fittings for patients from age 1 to over 100. The office has a complete optical department with a wide variety of frames for adults and children. Conveniently located in the John Grove Medical Center off Exit 5 along I-81, Greencastle Eye Care Center is your family eye care provider, always accepting new patients. Call us at 717-597-7708.
At Horace Mann, we believe educators are taking care of our children's future and deserve to have someone help take care of theirs. That's why we're here, to help educators protect what they have today with quality, affordable insurance and prepare for tomorrow with a variety of financial solutions. Visit your Greencastle representative, Jeff Coons, at 116 South Antrim Way, Greencastle, or call 717-597-4532. Horace Mann, founded by educators for educators.
Chalk Talk. We talk high school basketball every Thursday night at 7:30 on MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Halftime here at Waynesboro. It is the Franklin County Tip-Off Tournament. Blue Devils and Chambersburg. 17-13, not a high-scoring affair. Not because they're not trying. It's just because the ball's not going in the hoop. That happens sometimes. Here, especially in the first game.
Right, little first game jitters, perhaps, with the shooting. The Blue Devils, of course, big thing for them is shooting. They're a pretty darn good shooting team and three-point shooting team. So that's going to be a big part of their game all year. They do and defense.
Yes.
And if they can hold their own rebounding with bigger teams, that gives them a good chance.
And I think they have in this contest.
They have today.
They're going to be out rebounded, but the story has to be it can't be 30-15. It can be 22-18. That's fine. Be out rebounded that way.
Right.
But you can't get dominated on the boards. And so far they haven't done that. Blue Devils have struggled to score. They had 6 points in the first quarter, 7 in the second. Chambersburg with 10 in the first, 7 in the second, and that gives them that 4-point lead.
Gemby hasn't hit a field goal. He's got 2 points on 2 foul shots. He's went to the line twice and made them both, but he doesn't have a field goal. Casey Hoover has hit just one field goal and has a foul shot to go along that with a total of 3. So right now, if Ben Freeman's your leading scorer at halftime, you're not quite getting the scoring from where you want to get it from. I think Ben has 5 points.
Well, let me see if I got it all together. Stoller has 2. I had Freeman with 3, Gelsinger with 3, Hoover with 3, and 2 points for Gimby. So what is that? 2, 5, 8, 11, 12, 13. So I think you're right.
Okay. No, you have Stoller with a basket?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He hit that jumper at the buzzer, or not
Okay.
at the buzzer, yeah.
All
That
right.
you gave it to Freeman.
I gave it to Ben.
They're
I'm
right
sorry.
close
There
to each
you go.
other. So that's your scoring.
2
no
and
one in
3.
foul trouble. Stoller does have 2 fouls. Greencastle only committed 3 fouls. Hoover has the other one in that one. For Chambersburg, they had only 4 fouls in that one in that quarter too. So relatively clean ball game.
Right.
And the only one in foul trouble would be Jacob Rouse with 2. Everybody else with
And
1.
I believe Gemby has 2. Does Gemby have 2 fouls?
Yes, he does. Very good.
Okay.
Yeah, he has 2, and that's it. I said Stoller, but Stoller has 2 points. So that is.
Well, here's not what we're looking for. Gemby has the same amount of fouls as points right now at halftime, and he'll come around.
Yeah,
He's
he
a
will.
great shooter. So
It'll happen. And you have to tell your shooters to keep shooting and try to make the shot. Look, you're going to know that they're going to put someone on him to stop him from shooting. They're going to put someone on Hoover. That's where this is a great opportunity for Ben Freeman and Brian Stoller to step up and hit some buckets.
Right.
And that's what they're going to have to do to keep them in here. It's like I said, first half where the only thing that sort of didn't play out well is the ability to put the ball in the hoop. Everything else was pretty much on tap. Turnovers, Chambersburg with 4 in each quarter for 8. Blue Devils had 3 in that first quarter, none in the second quarter. So you have to be pleased that, and that's one of the things Rick says, we got to take care of the ball.
Right.
We got to rebound, and if we play good defense, we'll be okay. Well, the other part of that, too, is you got to put the ball in the hoop.
Right. But if you can go through an entire quarter with Chambersburg, the way they play defense and their athletes, and without a turnover, that's a good sign.
That's a good. You're right. A good.
That league they play in, they're used to playing 17, 13 games. A lot of that, the Mid-Penn league that they're in, the division they're in.
Commonwealth.
Commonwealth.
Yes.
There's a lot of 40 to 35, 50 to 45 games. They play defense.
They play defense. That they did. Both teams playing defense here. And at the half, it is Chambersburg 17, Greencastle 13. Back right after these messages.
Should, could, auto accident. It's common to wonder how things could have turned out differently if only.
No regrets.
If only you had Erie Insurance. With Erie, instead of regrets, you can focus on putting your mishap behind you. With an Erie Rate Lock auto policy, your rate won't take a hit, no matter what. It stays put until you change a car, driver, or address. People who treat you fairly, legendary service, great rates. That's what it means to have seriously good insurance for your auto, home, or business. Erie Insurance. See for yourself why Erie received the J.D. Power Award for highest in customer satisfaction with the auto insurance purchase experience 3 years in a row.
Your Erie agent in Greencastle and Waynesboro is Antrim Insurance Agency. Get a quote at AntrimInsPA.com.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Limited to 3 years in Virginia. Other conditions and limitations at ErieInsurance.com. For J.D. Power Award information, go to JDPower.com.
Erie Insurance.
Feel like you just can't get ahead because of high-interest credit card debt? Relief is here. Transfer your balance to a new Patriot Visa credit card and get a low rate for a full year. Learn more at patriotfcu.org.
Subject to credit approval, member NCUA.
Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertising agency, has been serving the tri-state area for 35 years. We specialize in screen printing and embroidered clothing. Del Martin Incorporated supplies a full range of brand-name uniforms for athletic, work, and medical applications, and a full line of advertising essentials. We have an in-house artist ready to put your ideas to work for you. T-shirts for schools, clubs, churches, and events. Del Martin Incorporated, 21 Sarah Susan Lane, Greencastle. Phone 717-597-5751 or online at delprint.com.
There's nothing like being at the game. The excitement, the fun, the food, and all the waste. Whether it's popcorn boxes, hot dog wrappers, or this soda cup. Big games generate tons of waste. That's why Waste Management is helping stadiums and businesses reduce waste altogether through recycling and organic composting. To learn more, talk to your local Waste Management representative or visit thinkgreen.com.
Okay, what you got here is your basic Ford Escape. You can buy it right here. This baby doesn't mess around, and it drives the competition crazy. See this hands-free liftgate? We have it, these guys don't. Need help parking? Escape has it. Do they? No, no, no. Got jet skis or a boat? Not the Titanic. Something smaller? If it weighs more than this, these guys can't do it. That's the Ford Escape, and we're Keystone Ford. Fast, fair, and friendly.
Have heating or air conditioning needs? Look no further than Lecron's Comfort Solutions. We service all brands: heat pumps, humidifiers, system replacements, gas, oil, electric heat, and ductless systems. Lecron's Comfort Solutions is your authorized Terrain dealer. Call Corey at 717-597-3768 for a free estimate. We are licensed and insured. Lecron's Comfort Solutions. Local company, local name. Serving Greencastle and all of Franklin County with professional service and installation.
Live and local. This is MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Welcome back. Third quarter get underway. Our halftime show brought to you by Antrim Insurance, your local area insurance agent serving Greencastle, Waynesboro, Chambersburg, Mercersburg, and surrounding Pennsylvania and Maryland areas. Antrim Insurance, 169 South Antrim Way, Greencastle, 1685 East Main Street in Waynesboro. Little delay getting things going. I think the ice underneath the floor.
Yeah, the ice hockey rink sweating.
Actually, it was just some moisture on the floor. They got that cleaned up, and now we're underway. Chambersburg has the ball to start quarter number 3. They're going away from us here as they move to the, that's going to be the south basket here at Waynesboro. Greencastle starting 5, same as for the second half is what they started with.
And the Trojans as well.
Yeah, they'll go to a 2-3 zone against Chambersburg. Cole Chrisman with a 3 and a 2, and there is the one person I said we had to worry about.
Yep.
By Sean Mincy, the 5'10 senior, hits his third three-pointer. He has 9 points. Hoover over to Gelsinger. Gelsinger answers with a 3 of his own. The assist goes to Hoover, the bucket to Gelsinger, and he has 6, both on 3s. Greencastle trying to make something happen defensively here. So it'll be Christian, Browse and Browse, along with Whitfield and Mincy, 4. And Christian comes across the lane, can't make it go for the rebound. Hoover goes over the back of Seth Browse, who got the rebound, and the bucket's good. And the foul will go against Casey Hoover, his second. Browse will go to the line now.
That's Seth Browse. That's his first basket of the game.
Shot off the back of the rim, being run down by Gelsinger. So here comes Greencastle. Hoover posted down low against Browse. Oh, Hoover got away with a little push there, misses the shot, gets his own rebound, and has it taken away. And they're going to call that a foul. Yeah.
That's a tough call.
That's a tough one. That's his third.
That is his third.
They're going to send him to the bench right now. That's going to put them in a little bit of a pickle. They'll bring in Bryson Robinson, the 6'1 junior, in his place. 6-point deficit here for the Blue Devils. They started with 4 to start that second half. Inbounds to Whitfield. Back to Browse, Seth. And Christian with a long shot. Doesn't get it. Rebound, Greencastle. Hoover tries to go against him. And now he comes down the lane, gets it up, and no, it can't go. Can't buy a bucket here tonight. Senior with just 3 points. Excuse me. Yes, 3 points. Blue Devils come up with was that a steal or a rebound?
It was a rebound. Mincy shot one from about 35 feet.
right on the bench, sitting on the bench.
Long rebound off the back of the rim. Robinson with it.
Oh, Robinson hits a big bucket there for the Blue Devils. His first bucket of the night, 3-pointer for him. And now it's back to a 3-point game, 22-19. Whitfield, good move to the hoop.
A strong move to the hoop. This time he made it pay off.
I said this before, and I'll say it again, pound for pound, for a 5 guy, for a 5 position, big man position, he is perhaps the best in the Commonwealth. And the Greencastle Blue Devils, a unforced turnover. Second of the quarter after only having 3 the entire first half. 5-point deficit for the Blue Devils. Collier into the ball game for, he'll take the place of Mincy in the lineup. And Schreffler comes in also, takes the place of the younger Browse. Blue Devils as we mentioned, Gimby on the bench with 3 fouls. Hoover has 2 fouls. Inside of Collier. Collier tries and does dump it off to the right wing. They go back inside of him. He'll put it on the ground and takes it back out. He really needs to just keep going to the hoop, but I don't want him to know that. Inside to Whitfield, who snuck behind the zone. And Whitfield, who, by the way, was last year's most valuable player and playing a little bit like it right now. Gelsinger, the 3-point attempt. No, doesn't go. Stoller tries to keep it alive. And, here comes the big guy. And he misses the dunk. And rebound, misses that one. And then finally Whitfield gets it, or excuse me, Collier gets it,
Back,
28-19, this one expanding to 9. The Blue Devils have yet to hit here in quarter number 3. Almost a steal.
Official timeout.
There's an injury. Robinson, something happened to him. Not really sure. He comes out. Gimby will come back in. At 4:28 to go in the third quarter, 28-19. Blue Devils with 6 points here in the quarter.
Kind of a flourish there, and the Devils find themselves down by 9 real quickly.
Inbounds on the right sideline. Howman into the game right now. So Blue Devils run their offense. Gimby down low. Goes up hard against Collier. Doesn't get it. Battle for the rebound. Gimby comes out with it, and they're going to call the foul. I think it's Schreffler, which will be, it is, his second. Blue Devils to inbounds. Freeman underneath his own bucket. 2-2 offensive set against a 2-3 zone. Now they'll stay man-to-man in this. And finally they get it in. Look for something easy. It wasn't there.
Gimby pulls it back out.
And they reset the offense. Hoover with the basketball now between the circles. Pushes out his guards and calls for a pick. And they like the switch when they give the pick. Kick out to Howman. Let's see if he can get this one to go. He does. Howman with a big bucket. They're getting threes from sources they normally don't get, Ron.
They've hit 3 3-pointers in the second half, Greg, here in the third quarter. That's the scoring.
And that has kept them in the ball game. I think we have some blood for Whitfield, and he has to come out.
I don't doubt that.
No.
The way he's been taking the ball to the hole.
Not unusual for him.
He or someone else should be bleeding. And I don't mean that in a bad way. He goes to the hoop hard.
Oh, he does. He really does. And he's only listed at 5'11", 6'1", and plays like he's about 6'5". Inside to Kohler from Christian, and Kohler goes up, stripped away, and then blocked from behind by Gelsinger. Blocked the second time, and there's the whistle.
Yep.
I'm not sure who that's going against. Now, looks like Gimby has blood on his uniform, which is probably from Whitfield. Foul will go against.
Well,
really?
So he has blood on his jersey and his fourth foul, Greg.
So he's going to come out one way or the other.
That is not what we're looking for.
No. Taking care of the blood situation. And meanwhile, Torres hits the free throw.
Yeah, I don't think we bring extra jerseys with us, do we?
Not a lot, no. I'm not sure how that works out. Joel Torres, 6'6" junior. And he's 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 4 points on the night, and his team leads now by 8, 30-22. So Gimby out of the ball game. They got to look for scoring somewhere. He hasn't really been able to get on the board too much. 4 free throws, 4 for 4. And playing a little matchup zone here. Hoover goes in the lane, back out. Freeman gets a look at the three. Front of the rim, can't make it go down. And Mincy with the rebounds for Chambersburg. Collier drives, dumps down in nicely to Torres, and Torres has 2 more points. And there's another timeout being called by the Blue Devils. As that is the first 10-point lead of the night, 32-22, as the Blue Devils take the TO, and not really much choice there. They have to slow things down. Things just aren't going their way here in this little flurry here. You know, so many times I always talk about the third quarter. You got to come out in those first 4 minutes play, and
Little intensity,
right,
yeah.
and it can turn the game around. This one may be the same thing that's happening here for the Blue Devils. Knew it was going to be a tough one. I don't think they thought they weren't going to be able to score